Yo, yo, here we go. How's everybody doing today? God. Welcome to another day in hell. Welcome to another day in hell. Let the censorship begin. Just shit, fucking retard birds. God, I curse these fucking things. I'll never get used to that. You think you would get used to these noises, dude? These birds in this time of year? You don't. You don't get used to this shit because nonsense is nonsense. It shouldn't exist. None of these fuckers should be fucking out of their cages in the first place. That's why they call them gone wild. Yeah. What's up, Tom? How you doing, brother? Yeah, dude, you know what I do need is a couple bags of soil and maybe some Miracle-Gro fertilizer or some shit. I don't know. And tomato seeds. But, yeah, man, I couldn't get the tomatoes to grow out of that shit. I had 6 different types of tomatoes, not a single one. Then I put a bunch of lettuce and cabbage. Nothing grew out of the 3 of them. It started to work in the other ones, though, because I don't know. For the lettuce, I mean, the lettuce is ready. I just don't have any tomatoes and onion now. All I have is lettuce, man, but nothing to eat it with. Not even salad dressing, because the salad dressing they sell is basically oil and motor oil and poison. Shut the fuck up! Shut up! God damn, you cannot. I wish I could get used to that. I wish I could get used to that fucking nonsense. God damn. So here you have Trump murdering innocent civilians and bombing Venezuela. And you got morons like this who believe, it's to knock out drug cartels. That's the country's business, none of your business of the U.S. Okay, so that's one. And this is all a lie. They're bombing Venezuela. Okay, that's what they're doing. It has nothing to do with a drug cartel. You fucking retards. This guy right here is what we call a useful idiot, a fucking moron. Dog shit on the ground is smarter. Israel bets on outrage fatigue. Israel's made a bet with itself that you'll get tired before it's held accountable. What kind of demon, mentally ill retard? If I ever see this dude, I will chop his head off myself. What a demon. You got to die, dude. You literally have to die. If I ever see you, you are dead as fuck. You are dead on sight, bro. You'll owe nothing and be happy, says this pedophile, bald piece of shit. Pedophile, fucking dick-sucking motherfucking faggot. They're all faggots. World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab says, you'll owe nothing and be happy. That's his agenda. And all the governments and corporations and everybody in the world, every control mechanism in the world is working right now for you to own nothing and be happy. They don't want you to fix your own cars. They won't. They attack the mechanics by putting them out of business because of the low pay. Then they attacked the auto salvage places and parts stores and set them to fire, put them out of business. And then the manufacturers are making the vehicles impossible to work on without their permission. You know what I mean? They're designing them that way inherently. So they don't want you to own anything. These pedophile motherfuckers right here. Everybody in government, Trump, all of them. None of them want you to own anything. The billionaires don't want you to own anything. Billionaires shouldn't exist. At this point, they can't live long enough to spend the money. So any billionaire that's trying to make money right now has a mental illness, has a greed problem. Because if you can't live long enough to spend all your money and you're still trying to make more, you're not trying to help people, you're not trying to spread the wealth and share and create a happy world. Instead, you want to control it and mass surveil it. Why are the billionaires wanting to mass surveillance you instead of help you? Literally, they can't spend and they can't make any more money. They'll never live long enough to spend it. So at what point do you have to realize, what are they doing here? You can't spend. Why are you trying to make more money? Because it's a zero-sum game. When the more money you make, the less money we have. You're taking limited dollars from the public and devaluing them. Okay, all those Nazi soap stories were an invention. And here's one of the dudes that did it and admits to it. So there you go. It's not stopped. This flag will be our flag. If it's not stopped, this will be our new flag. This will be our new flag. And it has a pedophile symbol in it. See the pedophile symbol? Right there, right in the middle, they put this symbol for pedophiles right in the middle of it. Because that's what the U.S. public is. The U.S. public is a bunch of pedophile dick riders. They voted for pedophiles, and they're still happy with what the pedophiles are doing. Food prices have gone up so much, I can barely afford to feed my family. I just made more than $1.2 billion dumping my shit coins on poor fucking retards. Trump out-earned biggest listed U.S. crypto firms in 2025. Literally beat everybody, beat the market. In other words, the probability of this is 1 in cajillion. Okay? Trump is once again joking about giving himself the Medal of Honor, the United States highest Medal of Honor. This is a guy who dodged the draft with a fake bone spurs, reportedly called fallen troops suckers and losers, said avoiding STDs in the 80s was my personal Vietnam, and mocked POWs by saying, I like people who weren't captured. And now he thinks he deserves the Medal of Honor. Absolutely disgusting. Repugnant. 98% of chemicals and 2% egg in your mayonnaise. Yeah. Israel trafficking Venezuelans. PlayStation is over. Sony just ended. Physical games forever. Console gamers are angry everywhere. You will own nothing and be happy. Remember? I told you that. Well, this is one of the implementations. This is another implementation. Everything's going to be a subscription. All the pedophiles have that agenda of you will own nothing and be happy. Okay? It's an agenda by rich billionaires that have more money than they'll ever be able to spend their whole lives. This is what they want. They can spend the rest of their money every day, millions of dollars a day. They can spend every day millions of dollars and not spend all their money. And this is what they're fucking want to do. This is the world they want. They want a world where nobody owns anything except them. And they want to keep taking more. Breaking: Saturday's Independence Day parade is canceled due to extreme heat. Again, all this cancellation due to extreme heat, all this extreme heat is a psyop, okay? It's the hottest time of the year. It's the 3 longest days of the year in a row. 4, I mean. It's the 4 from the 21st to the 24th. 21, 22, 23. It's the 3 longest days of the year. It's going to be hot. On the 25th, every day from then on out begins to get shorter than the day before it. Shorter than the day before it until it's equal again at the equinox. 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. So right now, the days are beginning to get shorter. All this heat is going to go away in another week or two. But yet, they'll use this for the whole fucking year and claim we're flying through space and we're all mentally ill and there's not 4 seasons coming. It's changing. It's a climate change. It's a global warming. They're mentally ill. You're going to have the same 4 seasons every year at the exact same days, bar none. So on June 21st, 22nd and 23rd, and 24th, because on the 25th as it finally starts becoming shorter again because of the long days. Every time this year, it's the longest day of the year, just like December 21st. Every year is the shortest day of the year, bar none. The sun is bound to an electromagnetic track, which means you'll get the same 4 seasons on the same days every year, bar fucking none. My whole life for 55, almost 56 years now, summer the longest day of the year has always been on June 21st, and the shortest has always been on December 21st. And that's never changed, not even close, and it never will, and it can't. It literally can't. What is really official ass? They're not even getting fighter helicopters in the air. You think they're, all right, we already went over all this. I went over the video. No, Gaza, break it all apart along with the soldiers who got abducted. So here's the, what do you call it? Samson, whatever it's called, along with the soldiers who got abducted. The Samson narrative, whatever it's called, where they kill their own soldiers so they can't be abducted. So they can't get information out of their abducted soldiers. So the IDF is caught. Netanyahu, all of them are caught. Ben Gvir, all of them are caught killing their own people, murdering their own people. 3 times the rent is almost $9,000, but average income is $48,000. A $65,000 job isn't doing it anymore. I found the canyon where an ancient civilization lived. Look, you can even tell that this used to be liquid. This red brick and concrete was so hot that it was melted. The red brick and concrete melted into a liquid, and you can see that it was liquid. This used to be liquid hot red brick, and you get pockets of survival of buildings and houses that did not completely get destroyed between 400 and 500 years ago. So I try to tell these people, it's because it's actually just a pocket of survival. Because he's wondering why here. It's because it's just he's wondering, I found a canyon. I found the canyon where an ancient civilization lives, but why here? It's not because why here. It's because that's all that's left. It's a pocket of survival. It's all that's left after all the buildings here melting around 400 or 500 years ago, wiping out an entire highly advanced civilization. All mountains are actually melted buildings. I prove it all in my documentary here on my channel here. It literally has all the proof and all the answers you could ever dream of. Too much electricity from below caused all the buildings from the world to melt worldwide. I should have hit read more. What a retard. But I explain it all right there. What's up, Bob Scat? How's everybody doing? God damn it. God, I fucking hate faggot tube. God, I want to fucking kill these motherfuckers. I swear. Being so dumb. Punishment for it's death for being so dumb. God, these people are dumb.
ago, and I only had it for a week before it broke down. And it's been I bought my dream BMW about a month and a half ago, and I only had it for a week before it broke down, and it's been in the shop ever since.
You could go to jail for working on your own car. Sounds dramatic, but that's exactly what the manufacturers were pushing on that last little field trip to DC.
I just put my 2 weeks notice in. I've been a Ford transmission tech for 12 years now. This industry has changed a lot in the last 10 years.
I took my Bronco in for an oil change and a tire rotation. As soon as I made the left turn, my right front wheel fell off of my car. I'm inserting photos here.
There is a war going on between car manufacturers and owners. They do not want us fixing our own vehicles, going so far as to try to make it illegal.
I got quoted $500 to fix my stupid sun visor. You know why they said it was $500? Let me tell you. Because of parts. I found a replacement on Amazon for $50. About to watch probably like 2 TikToks, maybe a YouTube video. I'm gonna replace this.
That's my boo-boo.
Oh my God. Who did that? Me.
This is exactly what car manufacturers are fighting to prevent. A car owner with no car knowledge watching a YouTube video figuring out how to fix their own car, saving over $500 to replace a sun visor. It was recently revealed that Ford, General Motors, and Roger Penske met with President Trump to discuss the right to repair. All the CEOs declined to say what the meeting was about, but the president made it clear, claiming the automakers, they don't want people to fix their car. They want a bill that prohibits people from fixing their car. After Trump's comment, a reporter caught up with Ford CEO Jim Farley to get his thoughts.
But you don't want people repairing their own vehicles.
No, that's fine. Not for warranty work, though.
Again, when this moron just said that he's worried about your safety, you want to know what an asshole he is for saying that? You want to know why? If he gave a fuck about safety, he would have recalled all the Fords that caused all those deaths instead of not recalling them because it's cheaper. Okay, let that sink in. This piece of fucking shit, pedophile, dick riding faggot, doesn't give a fuck about your safety. Okay, because if he did, he would have recalled all these cars that murdered people. Okay, he doesn't care about your safety. And not to mention, mechanic work has never killed anybody. No matter who's done it. Never. Has there been freak accidents because they were mentally ill and retarded? Sure. There's been dumb fucking completely batshit people that did batshit things. But these are called flukes. Now it's raining so hard I can't even hear. Oh, that's brutal. So the guy is a piece of shit. Pedophile, dick ass receiver. Dick fucking fucker.
These are very either I need apples.
And the putting tools. Here's the risk by these vehicles. He really focused.
That we would put people's lives at risk.
The two things.
We would put people's lives at risk. You don't care about that, or you would have recalled your dead boxes, your murder boxes, your murder cars. You would have fucking recalled them. Stop saying that shit. We know you're a lying pedophile dick rider. And the only reason you're doing this is because your pedophile fucking bosses are telling you to. We know you're just following orders, and you would probably never do this in your right mind, but you're an order-following dick rider.
Things he really focuses on are the safety of the vehicles and the complexity, claiming these vehicles now require special tools, and that Ford would be putting people's lives at risk by allowing owners to fix their own vehicles. About those special tools, here's a comment from a retired GM technician. They created proprietary scan tools, special tools that only they can buy, and vehicles that are difficult even for dealership-trained technicians to work on, so that you have to go to
Let that sink in.
the dealership. That's the whole point. Cars now require special tools because the manufacturers have built them to require special tools. And this comment echoes what other technicians are saying online.
Look, man, if you guys are considering being a mechanic, don't. This is one of the most intense, and like the amount of tools required, the amount of investment required, the amount of training required, it beats up on your body. You're 30 feeling like 70. Your hands are all beat up every day. It's a thankless job. You're underappreciated, severely underpaid. Just the knowledge and training that you have to go through to get to any sort of proficient level. Cars are getting more and more complex by the day. They're no longer just, 4 wheels and an engine. It's 42 computers on board, and you're more of a software engineer than you are a mechanic.
Cars today require way more knowledge of software and hardware, things that previous generations didn't need to know. But it's not just the software, it's how they're physically putting these cars together, almost as if they don't want them fixed.
No shit.
I done had to take a 20-minute break, bro. Look at this. I don't even know what I'm doing, bro. I gotta replace a fuel pump. I only quoted 5 hours. I gotta take out the seat. I gotta rewire all these guys.
Look at that. That's insane what he has to do. I have a 97 Suburban, and all I had to do is watch a couple YouTube videos to know how to change my fuel pump, fuel filter. I changed my fuel injectors. I changed all the gaskets, the air intake manifold gaskets, the valve cover gaskets, replaced all that by watching YouTube videos.
Why people don't want to be fucking technicians anymore, and they're tired.
And shout out to the people that made the videos, paying it forward. I pay it forward, I swear, I promise.
It was bullshit. You gotta do all this. You gotta take all this shit out. You gotta take all that shit out, just so you can change your fucking one little bolt right there on the bottom. You gotta do all that just so you can change one bolt right there. Fuck this thing. That car.
So this is why nobody wants to be a technician anymore.
So you have the manufacturers actively attacking the mechanics like this and the public by doing this. With you'll own nothing and be happy. That same thing happened with, they're doing it for everything. The washer and dryers and the dishwashers, all kinds of shit, everything.
Got to fully remove the front bumper, fully remove the lower shutter grill.
They're probably even doing it for air conditioning. I used to repair air conditioning when I grew up in Florida. And, you troubleshoot and find the part and replace the new fucking part. It gets like mechanic work. Same thing.
Remove the upper cowl, about 18 clips, about 16 screws. Had to loosen the right side of the intercooler here, dislodge the outlet just to add washer fluid.
Shoo. Technicians from BMW and Honda complaining about these same vehicles. If it's hard for trained technicians, how are independent mechanics or owners supposed to fix these vehicles? And it's not just how they put it together, it's these components themselves. They should be easy to swap out, but they're making sure you can't do that.
They are literally building these cars so that you throw them away when they break. Literally, just throw them away when they break. Don't replace it. Don't fix it. Just throw it away. So I'm installing a camera system, and I messed up. Somehow I got myself locked. So basically, the door was shut. I pulled on it really hard. Door opens. But as you can tell, I broke this. Just a little plastic piece. I broke it. No biggie. No biggie. I'll look online. Can't find it. I understand it's a newer car. This is 23. It's called the dealer. So the guy on the phone was like, he spent like 10 minutes. He actually had to call me back. Calls me back and says, actually, we can't just get the door handle. I'm like, what do you mean you can't just get the door handle? You have to order the entire door panel. He even said it comes with a new window switch. And then I realized, because I took the dang thing back off, he's not kidding. They've molded the plastic around it. You cannot get this off. You cannot get that out. I get, like, this should never break, right? But how many times have you replaced a window switch in a car? It gets wet with water. What are you going to tell me? I need a whole new door panel? It's only a cool $525.
Just like how Apple has soldered all of the components together so that if you try to repair the iPhone, you break all the parts inside, that's what car manufacturers are now doing. You can't just buy the door handle, you have to buy the entire door panel. Going to the comments, just like televisions, washing machines.
So what you see is a war declared by the politicians and the CEOs of the corporations working together, literally, openly, and overtly conspiring against your freedoms. And the idea, they're openly showing you that these are the implementations we're going to take to make sure you dumb slaves own nothing.
Machines, vacuum cleaners. There used to be repairmen, and
this is the extent that these people are willing to go through to make sure we own nothing. This is what the corporations and the pedophile politicians are doing. They're openly trying to take everything we own. Openly. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because y'all are a bunch of pussy faggot coward slaves, as far as I'm concerned. Except for the chat, of course. Super genius chat. But for the rest of the world, you fuckers are basically retarded. I mean, you're mentally ill. You've lost your fucking way. You don't even know you have a soul and shit.
businesses that used to exist for things.
You don't even understand you're actually a spiritual soul driving a physical being, a physical vessel that you had to grow to access this world. This vessel is nothing more than technology. It's not you, and you don't even know it. You're so dumb.
There's a reason they want legislation.
It's just technology. It's not you, your essence, you idiot.
Requiring us to take our vehicles to the dealership. The dealership is going to price gouge us on the parts and the labor. They charge a high door rate. That's the hourly rate for service done by a technician, but that money doesn't even go to the technician.
Mechanics are not paid what the door rate is.
Oh.
We absolutely aren't. And if anything, the higher the door rate goes, our wages stay the same. So the door rate's been going up and up and up, and our pay has been staying the same for
You mean like inflation? You mean like inflation? You mean like coordinated by the corporations conspiring against us?
Almost 40 years. This is the reason I quit my last.
The same corporations that are going to the president right now, like Ford, crying about laws and take their freedom. And we already bailed out GM. And they're crying, and they want us to not have a right to repair and take our freedoms. So they come, all the corporations. This is why there's no middle class. The corporations came to the politicians like you just overtly saw, but it's been all covert. But your whole life and before that, the corporations have been coming to the politicians crying about this and crying about that, and now you have no middle class. Okay? Now you have no middle class because the corporations, because of lobbying, you allow a rigged, cheating system where you're allowed to bribe politicians with lobbying.
Job, the door rate went up and they took money away from us. It's incredible. And you'll see in a lot of videos why mechanics.
I watched what was left of a healthy middle class get picked. My entire life, I watched it get picked like sharks circling a school of fish until there's nothing left of the school.
Mechanics are quitting. It's the same old story, and it's a powerful story. Is corporations, huge conglomerates, they're nickel and diming mechanics when we're the money makers. When I first got in, my teacher said it was supposed to be.
Here's the mental illness of corporations. It allows the people that have done nothing to get all of the money from the people that do all the work. When he's the guy that should be getting paid the most, he's actually doing the work. They steal his money from him, and he makes nothing now because of a corporation that shouldn't exist, because of lobbying that shouldn't exist. You take away the lobbying, this wouldn't have happened. You take away government, this wouldn't have happened. Every problem in the world that you see now was created by government, so it can never fix the problem that it created in the first place, because it is the problem. Its existence is the problem, because it's a control mechanism for psychopaths. It allows a class of people to rule the world. It's madness, man, that you allow these people to do this to us, this ruling class to exist.
33% of the door rate. We're not even at 20%.
Because if the people got together, we could wipe out the ruling class, just execute all of them for their crimes against humanity right now, and we could all be free. Right now, we could. Right now, in one day.
And anymore.
The dealer
just takes a mentality to change the world and spark that, light that fire, freedom fire.
Ships are charging a crazy hourly rate, and the technicians see a fraction of that. Looking at the comments, the Toyota dealership I worked at before I left to work for the city was paying me less than 10% of the door rate. The door rate was $200 an hour, and I was making $20. My Firestone charges $175 per hour, but I only get paid $24 an hour. And it's not just the labor that they're marking up. Ford has spent years patenting parts like hoods and headlamps, using these patents to block or at least severely limit third-party manufacturers from making spare parts at a cheaper price. This forces owners to buy the part from Ford, who marks it up anywhere between 200 and 800% depending on the part. And the other way they're squeezing people is by simply discontinuing the part or the entire vehicle, hoping you'll just buy a new car. Last year, Ford announced they were discontinuing.
Folks, research planned obsolescence, where they design products to fail at a certain time right before warranty expires. I mean, right after. I mean, they design cars to fail right after that. Look, every car, look at what their warranty is. That car is designed to fail after that. That's all it's good for. It will not. It wasn't used to be. It did not used to be like that. I mean, it was. It's always been. It really has, to be honest. But not like this. This is next level planned obsolescence. And literally now, when it passes, say, 100,000 miles of warranty or whatever it is, after that, you can put your money on it that it's going to fail. It's called planned obsolescence.
The Ford Escape, leaving the Ford Bronco to absorb demand for a compact SUV. So where do Ford Escape owners now get their spare parts from? Well, they could go to a self-service junkyard, one like LKQ, the largest auto...
But now, in order to get us there, they've been setting every junkyard miraculously all of a sudden, again, defying the odds of this, of all the junkyards catching fire at the same time all of a sudden this year. The odds are 1 in a cajillion, billion, trillion, quadrillion, fucking billion.
Recycling operation in the US, buying more than 600,000 cars to sell for parts every year. But there's now a huge problem with this. LKQ just sold that part of its business to Pacific Avenue Capital Partners, a private equity firm. And it makes sense. Auto manufacturers are selling new vehicles for astronomical prices. In fact, the average just hit a new record at almost $52,000 for a new car. Naturally, people want older, more reliable vehicles, and private equity saw the opportunity to price gouge us on the spare parts for said vehicles. So that's
the rich pedophile billionaires come in, thanks to their policies by their government, and swoop up everything from the mom and pops. Again and again and again, so they can control everything and raise the prices. Do your fucking homework and research. It's your world too. You live here too. You have just as much of a say here as anybody else, as long as you're not causing harm, of course. Okay? If you're going around causing harm, you're going to have to pay for that harm according to that same level there. I mean, if you kill people, you got to die. If you're just stealing, they can't kill you, but you got to pay for that.
Everything for the complexity claim. But Farley made a second argument. He said Ford would be putting people's lives at risk by allowing owners to fix their own vehicles.
No, nobody's ever died from mechanic work. That's mentally ill to say that. What he just said is the dumbest shit you could ever hear. Not to mention, he don't give a fuck. If he did, he would have recalled his cars.
A couple weeks ago, my Bronco Sport 2022 Big Bend burst into flames as I was backing into my driveway. I shifted my car into reverse, tried to back up, saw the smoke in my...
She almost died because of Ford, because of a cracked fuel injector. Look at that fire. But Ford doesn't give a fuck about you.
Car
That piece of shit pedophile just said, oh, we care about your safety. That's why we don't want you to work on the car, which that's not the case, because you wouldn't be having cracked fuel injectors out on the street right now if you gave a fuck, you pedophile dick rider.
Got out, and then this is what it looked like within a minute of me exiting the car. Ford has an active recall on Bronco Sports from 2021 to 2024. This active recall was for a possibility of having a cracked fuel injector. Ford has not issued instructions to stop driving.
It's possible that your fuel injector could be cracked and get hot and ignite the gas that it's leaking in the air intake manifold, causing a fire like this.
Or vehicle under this safety recall. Ford Motor Company rather makes sales than care about the safety of their customers, as you can tell, because if they cared, they wouldn't have these trucks on the road still.
If they fucking gave a fuck, shut your faggot ass, Farley. Shut your CEO, faggot, Farley, dick riding pedophile ass. Stop saying you care when your behavior shows the opposite. When your behavior clearly proves you are a fucking flaming faggot liar.
Without having a permanent solution to this. I called Ford to file a claim about this, to let them know that this happened. And they called me back the next day saying that it wasn't their problem.
That cracked fuel injector looks pretty life-threatening to me. Someone commented, Ford famously decided it was cheaper to deal with a wrongful death than repair the Ford Pintos on the road, and if you don't know, this is true. In 1971, Ford launched the Pinto and then realized the gas tanks were leaking. But rather than spend just $11 per vehicle to fix, instead they calculated there would be 180 burn deaths that would cost about $200,000 each in court by simply ignoring the problem, letting the vehicles kill people.
This is what they were talking about in the movie Fight Club, where Edward Norton's character, Tyler Durden, would go around, and he was an insurance claim adjuster, whatever the fuck. He would fly out to the accidents, and he talked about it's if what do you call it? If the cost of hiring attorney and everything, the out of court settlement was less than the cost of a recall, he said, we don't do one. They told you right there in your faces in Fight Club.
Ford saved nearly $70 million. So it makes you wonder, if Ford was running these cost analyses in 1971, are they doing that today with their active recalls? Because in 2025, Ford had 153 active recalls, and about those recalls, Ford replaced hundreds of engineers with AI. They introduced 900 AI-powered cameras to detect quality issues at the source. They also fed AI their design requirements, hoping it would produce a high-quality product. They're now rehiring some of those humans because, surprise, AI is not good at quality control or coming up with new ideas. And it's worth noting, with the Bronco we saw on fire, Ford's initial response was to push a software update. That's how reliant these modern vehicles are on software. One bad line of code can set the entire vehicle on fire. So how are technicians trained on physical engine parts supposed to fix a fuel injector controlled by software? They can't. So it's no wonder they're quitting.
This car has a nail in its driver's side rear tire, but you look on the dash, driver assistance warnings, parking brake warnings, stabilization faults. This thing has 30 hard faults set in this car because of the tire pressure sensor. Now, you'd think you'd be able to pull this car in, take the nail out, put a plug in, and send it on its way. No.
They don't even want you to fix your own fucking tire. You have a flat tire on the side of the road. You got to get their permission and code and pedophile fucking bullshit, dude, that never existed. They created all these problems. They obfuscated you. They made something super easy and simple complicated so you can't use it. This is a mental illness that we're dealing with. This is the mental illness of the ruling class, the links that these anti-human pieces of shit will go to make us broke and own nothing. Look at the lengths they're going through, the sneaky, deceiving lengths they go through to make us their slaves, these pedophile billionaires. Think about that. Look at what they're doing so they don't have to come out right and tell you that they want you to be their slave. Look at what they're doing. They're telling you in their behavior. They don't have to even say it. Use your pea brains, folks.
You have to do that and scan the car, erase all the faults, do a drive to re.
The behavior of these pedophiles that shouldn't be is telling you everything you need to know. Okay? They, through their behaviors, are proving that they want you to own nothing and they want you to be a fucking slave, because if you don't own anything, you're a slave. They want to own everything and and they don't want you to own anything. What does that sound like? Equal rights? Does that sound like equal anything? When they're doing it by pointing a gun at your face via government?
Adapt all for a half hour. All for a half hour.
Have you wondered why there's a shortage of technicians right now? Let me show you. It's because of shit like this, where in order to remove a rear differential, you're not going to have the clearance to pull the axles out, so you have to remove the entire rear suspension just to pull the axle out. In most older cars, you're going to have plenty of clearance to slide these axles out of the differential, but with all modern, newer cars, everything's electric. It adds size to the components. Now I got to remove the entire rear suspension just to do this rear differential. And on top of that, it's warranty, so I'm only getting paid 3 hours to do it because the manufacturer thinks that we're superhuman or robots, or I don't know. Either way, it's ridiculous.
Cars today are a complex mess of software and sensors, and even the engineers building them don't always know what they are doing. Trust me, I've worked with these vehicles. But then there's the warranty pay side to this, mentioned in both clips. The manufacturers only want to pay for the number of hours that they think the repair should take.
We have a Ford Escape, right? And the Ford Escape, the water pump goes bad in the Ford Escape, okay? Ford made the car. Ford made it. They're the ones who produced the vehicle with the failure, okay? And here's what happens is, let's say that water pump takes 2 hours to replace. Ford expects all their technicians to replace that water pump for an hour or less. But the only one that takes the hit in this whole equation is the technician. The salesperson, they get their same rate. The parts people get their...
CEO still steals millions of dollars from the company by a big pay, by paying itself exponentially compared to everyone else. It's stealing everything from the people that, you know,
same rate. The guy that
even the shareholders, it's stealing from the shareholders. Like any shareholder that buys a corporation or stock where the CEO is making millions, you're a complete idiot. They're stealing the actual profit out of they should be paying themselves 1 million instead of 50. The rest of that should be profit that your stock goes up for. They're stealing from you that way too. Like, use your fucking brains, idiots.
On the line that produces the car gets his hourly rate. The technician is supposed to suck that up and get that water pump done in half the time for half the pay.
So if the technician needs 6 hours to properly fix something, but the warranty claims it should take 3 hours, well, they're not paid for those additional 3 hours. And as we've seen, they're making it hard to fix. Despite Ford sounding the alarm over the technician shortage, making it seem like no one wants to work, this is why technicians are quitting. But going back to the meeting between Ford, General Motors,
I can see cum all over his fucking face.
Penske, and Trump, did anything come from that?
And if you bring the bill, and I'm going to let Lee
Speaking of pedo, dick sucker.
explain exactly what it means, but it means a lot to
them to fix.
And this what this memo makes it sound like.
Trump insists upon it.
The choice of words in this meeting makes it sound like they support the right to repair until you actually read what this memo entails.
Pay attention here. All this has to do with is your exhaust system. That's it. You're just allowed to repair this. They're going to give you the information on how to repair your exhaust system, not your brakes or tires, nothing else. This is a joke, a sham. This should tell you everything you need to know about these pedophile politicians and the corporations. They are not your friends. I don't know. Again and again, I tell you, they're not your friends. The politicians, the corporations, the news anchors on the news are all CIA agents. They're not your friends. They're dumb actors, retards.
The memorandum directs the administrator of the Environmental Protection
Either is good.
Agency to issue guidance clarifying what actions individuals may take to fix their own vehicles' emission systems consistent with the Clean Air Act. The EPA should also expedite alternative certification pathways for aftermarket parts, again in compliance with the Clean Air Act. To be very clear, this only covers the vehicle's emission systems, things like catalytic converters and oxygen sensors, things that the car manufacturer has to ensure is in compliance. They say freedom to fix their own vehicles, but this doesn't include brakes.
No, this is only freedom to come into compliance for the pedophile government. That shouldn't be allowed to make you do any of this emission shit in the first place. You know what I mean? They don't have the right to tell you any of this shit. Government doesn't have the right to exist. It literally means mind control, you idiots. It literally means mind control or control, really.
Or the transmission system, or say a cracked fuel injector, things that are required to actually keep the vehicle in motion. It's almost as if they don't want people to fix their cars. Just buy a whole new one, trade it in like an iPhone, and roll that negative equity into a new car loan, which seems to be exactly what more and more people are doing. So if you have an older vehicle, hold on.
That's actually what they are doing. That's what they're doing. They're rolling the negative equity into the next loan.
Onto it, because at this rate,
that car, the new one's even worse than the old one. God, they suck dick.
20-year-old vehicles are going to be worth more than
wrong kind of dick
than the overpriced plastic they're producing today.
Hey, I just bought a brand new Mercedes EQE, and I can't figure out how to get under the hood. I looked everywhere, but I can't find a latch anywhere. Am I missing something? You're not missing anything. The hood on those cars just doesn't open. The hood doesn't open? Well, technically it does open, but just not for you. You need a Mercedes-specific computer at a dealership to get the thing open. But I own the car. You own the car. You don't own access to what's in it anymore. Why even add a hood that can be opened if I can't open it? It's for the technician working on the car. You take it to a Mercedes dealer, they plug in their fancy computer, and then they run diagnostics and turn off the safety systems and allows the trunk to open. So every time I need to look under the hood, I have to go to a Mercedes dealership now? Every time, yes. It's insane. I paid $100,000 for this car.
Yeah, dude. No, listen to me, dude. Corporations cannot exist, bro. Okay? They can't fucking exist. I watched what the result of them are, and they wiped out the middle class. So they were a wealth transfer tool, just like the government. Just because it takes a couple of these tools working together doesn't mean they weren't working together to take away all of your freedom. So you see the corporations working together with the government to wipe out the mom and pops, the middle class, and this is what you get. They wiped out the middle class. They asked the politicians to do it, and they did it. So government, so the reason you don't have a middle class and mom and pops right now is because of government and corporations. I watched my whole life, I witnessed personally the government and corporations wipe out the middle class my entire life. I watched it personally. It's not a theory. This is a fact. This is hands-on, boots on the ground experience. Telling you what I witnessed firsthand here in this country. Land of the free, home of the slave. What's up? We got Fat Man, Steven. Tom, Bubscat, how y'all doing? Please donate if you can. What happened with that electric bike? I'm going to be needing that. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, it's fucked up, man. The world is really fucked up. There's no hope in sight until you get rid of these fucking governments and corporations and wars and whatnot. They're just diarrhea shitting on the world right now. And Trump is a great wrecking ball. Trump is what the pedophiles that shouldn't be. He's their wrecking ball. Like, he's their wrecking ball. He's the bull they send in the china shop. He's a bull in a china shop. I mean, it's brilliant to use this fucking guy, this fucking retard. It was brilliant, man. These pedophiles are absolutely, I hate to say it, they're smarter than the public because they're winning. Yeah, and they're openly admitting about the energy weapons now. They're admitting the energy weapons. You could become a target by, no, you've been using it, and now you're telling us that, oh, it's Russia's going to get us with it, or Iran. It's like, shut up, you dumb pedophiles. When do you stop? Man, I still have a lot of wrinkles. I still have a lot of wrinkles. I'm going to be listening to this cocksucker every second. Every other second, this pedophile bird is fucking blabbing its fucking head. It's happier than a pig in shit, at least, right? Good God, shut your fucking head. God damn, you got to try playing chess with that thing. Fuck it. You can't do it. It's these cursed fucking birds. I can never get used to these fucking birds this time of year. They've lost their fucking way. They've lost their. They can't carry a tune in a basket. They can't carry a tune in a basket.
Today, I'm going to be discussing a scandal that really says everything about Western hypocrisy and how many of the accusations that Western governments make about their official enemies, about countries like China, are not only lies, but they are fabrications that are made by criminals. We saw the perfect example of this with the US-based Chinese billionaire Miles Guo, who has been sentenced to 30 years in prison by a US court. And Bloomberg noted that this billionaire promoted himself as a crusader against the communist government in Beijing. But in reality, he was stealing money intended for so-called pro-democracy causes. And he was charged with fraud of nearly $1 billion. And this is not some random fringe character. This US-based Chinese billionaire was working very closely with allies of Donald Trump, especially Steve Bannon, who was the CEO of Trump's presidential campaign in 2016, and he served as Trump's chief strategist during Trump's first term. And Bannon was using his private jet and his yacht, which were bought with stolen money. Now, let's not forget that back during Trump's first term in 2018, Bannon said very clearly that, quote, we're at war with China, end quote. He proudly stated that the U.S. was waging a war against China. And Bannon was working closely with some of these corrupt Chinese oligarchs who were living in the West. In fact, Bannon and Miles Guo launched what they called the new federal state of China. They claimed to create an entirely new government and claimed to be the new legitimate authorities.
Just like, dude, the U.S. is no different than Israel because it is Israel. Look at this shit. This is crazy Israeli shit.
Of China, even though they were based in the United States, and their so-called new government was based only on the internet. But they had a few crazy supporters in the US and Canada and some European countries who would go out and protest and claim to be citizens of the so-called new federal state of China. But it is funny to laugh at how absurd all of this is. But this billionaire, Miles Guo, stole up to $1 billion from his own supporters, and he was working very closely with allies of Donald Trump in order to fund a massive right-wing propaganda machine. In fact, in 2020, Steve Bannon was also arrested and accused of carrying out a massive campaign of fraud, accused of stealing money from his own political supporters. And when Bannon was arrested, he was smoking cigars on the yacht owned by this corrupt Chinese billionaire, Miles Guo. Today, I'm going to be discussing a scandal that really...
Well, the torches are just for seeing at night, that's all. Yep, it certainly seems like that. Oh, man, let's see.
All right, this is a post by Shadow of Ezra. Everybody needs to listen to this. This is Marco Rubio announcing technological changes that they're going to roll out to make it easier to get a passport. They're basically unveiling a digital ID to get us into a mandatory climate and expand state surveillance in every aspect of our lives. The question is, are we going to go for it? Are we going to continue accepting this crap from the state?
Now, beyond that, I would say that we are also looking at some technological changes, which we'll be more fully able to announce over the coming months, where it's going to be a lot easier to get a passport in terms of the dynamics of it. You'll actually be able to go online. You'll be able to do almost all of it entirely online.
It's going to be easier, so it's going to be convenient. And that's what most Americans fall into, the trap of convenience. That there's a lot of things that are convenient. It makes our lives easier. And so we gravitate toward it, even though we know in the back of our minds, or maybe even in the front of our minds, that we're giving up a little bit of liberty. We're sacrificing a little bit of privacy. But what happens when you sacrifice privacy or essential liberty so that you can get politically promised security or convenience? Maybe we put ourselves in a position of not even being deserving of security or liberty.
One of the questions we had was most of the devices that people are using, be it a laptop or a standing computer or what have you, where you would fill out this application, they have cameras on them. I know it's shocking, but they have cameras, they have videos that people use. You should be able to take that picture on that device as opposed to going somewhere. Now, the CVS people, of course, hate this, and the Walgreens and those other places, but you'll be able to take your picture from that device and be able to have it in real time through our security system, verify the facial ID, and it just saves you a lot of, you don't have to go down somewhere now and get a headshot and have the little pictures that you have to cut and then submit 3 passport pictures. You'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do it online entirely for the most part with all the right numbers. They'll be able to verify it for you, and you should be able to get it much sooner. So we're going to make it much more customer friendly. We're not ready to do that yet, but that's really what we want to be able to do.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just being customer friendly. It's not about digital ID and expanding state surveillance and control or anything. Meanwhile, along the same lines of 24/7 digital surveillance and control, the people of Oakland County are standing up to their city leaders, demanding that they shut down flock safety drone contracts.
Be a hot topic in Oakland County. 911 drone contract with flock safety. A controversial 911 drone contract with flock safety continues to be a hot topic in Oakland County, with residents packing Board of Commission meetings.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to be fighting the pedophile politicians for your freedom. They're supposed to be fighting for your freedom. Do you understand how they're the enemy yet? The ones you're complaining to are supposed to be protecting your freedom. The ones you're complaining to are supposed to be protecting your freedom. They're taking your freedom under the guise of protecting it. How dumb do you have to be? Are you really this fucking stupid, people?
And the 7 investigators have learned more information.
You're literally just a bunch of useless slaves. You have no voice. You have no power. You have no teeth. There is no way that any of you retards can punish anybody in government for anything at all. But it has 1,000 ways to punish you. You are toothless and worthless. You have no way to punish your oppressors. Zero. Oh, you can vote. Oh, yeah. How's that working out for you, stupid? Stupid, you fucking retard.
Information about the Oakland County Commission chair's visit to Flock headquarters.
I've been watching the pedophile retards vote my whole life. All it's done is every president that got voted in, my life got worse every fucking time. So fuck you, you fucking with the voting. I'll chop your fucking head off with the voting, okay? I'll vote for your head being chopped off. How about that?
And how this deal came about.
7 investigator Heather Catallo has a look at what she's uncovered.
It's almost like Flock and the tech bros have their hands so, and not just Flock, but Axon and the other technological companies who want to get into this surveillance and data collection scheme. But you got, Larry Ellison. He wants.
Imagine making so much money that for the rest of your life you couldn't spend it. And instead of enjoying that money for the rest of your life, you want to mass surveillance the world like a creepy stalker, pervert, pedophile. Imagine that, proving that all the stereotypes are true.
To control all of media. You got Palantir who wants to surveil everybody 24 hours a day.
It's like Israel proves every stereotype about it. It proves every one again and again.
7 days a week. You got Flock Safety and Axon complying with all this. And then you have city leaders who, rather than secure the liberties of the American people and the people who actually voted them into office, they're selling them out. There's no warrant. There's no just cause for surveilling an innocent person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not just surveilling, but all-encompassing surveillance from the time that you leave your house until the time you go back to your house, and then you're surveilled inside your house with the tech companies, with the Amazon gadgets, the Google gadgets, the iPhone gadgets, the Android gadgets.
Please do the right thing and cancel Oakland County's contract with Flock immediately.
Do the right thing for a fucking change, you fucking pedophile politicians.
Controversy over Flock safety.
Work for us, remember? That was the deal you said to the retards. I don't buy it because I don't never work that way.
Safety continues to fire.
As far as I'm concerned, you can't exist, government. You're a ruling class, and the government is a mind control weapon to rule. Just like the corpses are dead, the government is a mind control weapon used to rule the world.
Up crowds in Oakland County. When Oakland County Commission Chair Dave Woodward and other commissioners moved public comment until after a vote approving the 911 response drones at an April meeting, the hundreds of residents who showed up to protest the county's contract with Flock were furious.
911 response drones. How could you be against that? We're doing it for your safety. What if somebody gets kidnapped? What if there's a traffic accident and we want to find out who's at fault? What if there's a domestic abuser? What if there's a murderer out there? We need to find them, and we need to find them quickly. What if there's something that happens so that we can protect society? We can launch this drone and get the information that we need right now as quickly as we can. The safety of the people will always be the alibi of tyrants. The question is not, is this technology pretty cool, pretty neat? Does it have the capacity and the potential to actually nab real criminals? That's not the question. I'm sure it does, but it's treating everybody else like criminals in the process.
Yeah, you can't do that. I'm not living in a world like that. It's called freedom. I want to live in a free world, not a George Orwell dystopian nightmare movie. You fucking pedophile fucking billionaire fucks.
Is the problem. You are the criminal. We're going to spy on you, and we don't even need a warrant to do it.
This is what happens when all research has proven that psychopaths are drawn towards positions of power, like cops and politicians and CEOs and billionaires. So they're all mentally ill, psychopathic pedophiles ruling the world. What do you think is going to happen? They rape kids and eat them. Of course they want to control you and mass surveillance you, like George Orwell. They're nut jobs. They have a mental illness where they are obsessed with control. When you are obsessed with controlling everybody this bad, it's anti-human, but it's mental illness to have this obsession that government and the billionaires has to control everybody. This obsession nonstop of wanting to control everything is a mental illness. You have to recognize the mental illness coming out of this government and the politicians and the cops and the CEOs and the corporations.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay.
Nay.
The aye.
Nay. Roll call vote. You can't move the public comment to the end of the meeting. Are you serious?
Woodward's actions prompted the group I Am Oakland County to start a recall campaign against the longtime commission chair.
Eagle One radio advisor on.
The Oakland County Sheriff's Office has used drones for emergency response from a different company for more than 4 years and have been needing to replace their equipment due to
this is already illegal.
New federal rules.
They've had a drone as a first responder program for a couple of years now under a different provider, but now they're looking at the Flock system and being able to have more coverage around the county.
I got a better way to lessen crime. Why don't you get rid of every...
Listen to this. If you really, really cared and wanted to get rid of crime, this is what you will do. It's called freedom. It's called freedom.
Single gun law. That way, when criminals come into your community, they don't know who's packing and who's not packing. And one thing about criminals, they do not want to enter into an unsafe working.
You can go to anywhere. And where the guns are outlawed, you're creating victim zones and you're allowing criminals to run all over you. Now, any place where they're armed, there's no crime. I mean, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. They prove that there's no crime when everybody's walking around with a gun. None. Zero crime. That's how you fix crime. The research has proven it again and again, but they ignore it because fuck you. They want to rule over you. That's what a pedophile does.
Environment. They want to know that there are laws, politicians have set up laws that make them strong and you weak. That's why we call it criminal empowerment victim creation zones. That's what a gun zone is. It's criminally empowering and it's victim creation because the true victims are the ones who are actually going to obey that law, whereas criminals don't obey the laws of the state. They don't care what politicians say other than they want politicians to make those rules so that they're the only ones with a gun in that gun-free zone. So eliminate all these stupid gun laws and the criminals are left wondering, am I going to get my cranium blown off if I break into that door or if I steal from that shopkeeper?
Flock safety spokesperson Paris Lubell says when their drones launch to respond to 911 calls, the cameras are pointed at the horizon and not surveilling people or property.
What a freaking lie. We're not, guys, take our word for it. We're just fixed on the horizon. We're not looking at any faces. We're not reading any license plates, and we're not mapping anybody's property.
Even though records show
How foolish.
That's exactly what the pedophile rapist said, too. Sheriff's office. That's exactly what the pedophile said.
Oakland County has had Flock
you sound like a pedophile, cop!
Plate reader contracts that total more than $309,000 since 2022. Many residents now say
that's just one county, and that's probably just a small county. There are 3,144 counties in the entire United States. Think about how much Flock is making. Flock is worth over what, $7.1 billion now, and they just started as a company just a couple years ago.
They are concerned about privacy violations from Flock.
I am not going to vote for Democrats who think that the answer to public safety is more surveillance.
Republicans also think that.
Democrats. Yeah, who are you going to vote for when all you have is Republican and Democrat and they both want to surveil you? What then, stupid? See how genius you fucking slaves are? Literally dog shit on the ground is smarter than you. You were born into a slave system and you can't accept it. You can't accept that for multiple generations now, they've been enslaved by the government and religion and the corporations and royalty before all of that. I don't even see a time where anybody here in this world was free other than a brief second. America, before everybody from British, everybody made it their way over, these fucking pedophile fucks from British and Israel, eventually, or not from Israel yet, but because they were the ones that created it. So the Rothschilds. So not yet. So it was free in America for a little while when they broke away from Britain, but it didn't take long for a new government to take over and pretend to be free and different, and literally they were all Brits.
And
think about it. Everybody in the government of the United States in the beginning, they're all British, you dumb fucking. Are you not looking at their hair and everything? They weren't Native Americans. Your government wasn't started by Native Americans, right? Look at them. They're Brits.
Republicans think the answer,
which means government was a trick. You got tricked into the idea of government or mind control, and you thought you were free. And now look at you. You're a fucking retard, dumb slave. It's basically homeless.
to reducing crime is more surveillance.
You're not going to be able to do jack shit. You're homeless. You don't have a pot to piss in. They rendered you defenseless.
On everybody.
Oakland County Commissioner Kristen Nelson voted against the deal. Nelson says she and many of her fellow commissioners did not know that 6 months prior to that vote, Woodward and 2 sheriff's officials had traveled to Flock headquarters in Atlanta.
You don't say. Now, why would they do that?
There you go. The pedophile government lobbying politicians for its own interest. Holy shit. There you go.
Why would a head of a police department and the head of a city council travel to go visit a Flock facility?
Unless they were paid.
What are they going to get out of that deal? Who benefits? Follow the money.
He later found out on the news through your story that Dave had visited Flock headquarters last fall. And
Flock's like, here, we got something for you. You'll be able to control the shit out of these retards. It's like you're a perverted stalker. Everybody's guilty. Even though this is not what the government in any way, shape, or form was ever meant to do. We're going to make it dystopian George Orwell 1984 shit. Because we're billionaire pedophiles, psychopaths that are obsessed with control. We are a mentally ill psychopaths obsessed with control and making more money. Even though we can't spend it all in our lifetimes or 30,000 lifetimes, we got to have more money because it takes it from you. And we hate you. Clearly, they hate you.
I got to tell you, it raised a lot of questions in regards.
Anybody who does this to somebody, you must really have a lot of disdain for them. You must really hate your fellow man, government, if you are human.
To why hide it?
The 7 investigators
don't act human, and you don't do things that make you human.
Investigators were the first to report that
it's not bad. It's bad enough that he went, but it's worse that he went and didn't disclose to his constituents that he went to Flock Safety.
Flock paid for that trip.
If it's all above board, why wouldn't you tell everyone?
Justine Galbraith is one of the organizers of the effort to recall Dave Woodward.
I can discuss my private business affairs.
Since last summer, the 7 investigators have been exposing questions about Woodward's consulting business that works with companies.
Look at that dick fucking sucking faggot.
Like the Sheetz gas station chain that's been expanding throughout Oakland County.
Probably expanding surveillance through Sheetz as well, because they got a lot of cameras around those.
That's what a dick sucking pedo dick rider looks like. Fucking faggot
places.
Isn't that a conflict
they all look the same
interest for you as an elected official?
Absolutely not. There is no conflict.
That's why Woodward's free.
Why does every politician look like a fucking flaming pedophile, child raping asshole psychopath? Why? Why do they all look like that?
Visit to Flock is raising eyebrows for some.
Because he won't disclose his outside business interests. Yeah. Does that raise more questions for you when you hear he's going to visit a company?
Of course. People have asked what his other streams of income are, and he won't disclose that. He was against financial disclosure when it came to a vote back in the fall. He was against ethics reform, against transparency reform.
Is Dave Woodward a paid consultant for Flock?
He is not.
Says a Flock representative. We believe you, dude. We believe you.
Of course he's not openly a paid consultant or anything of that nature. That's ridiculous. It's more of a covert situation, business deal, you idiots.
Is not paying Woodward or any of the commission chairs outside companies, but
we don't pay him, and you can't prove that we do.
Flock did foot the bill for the 3 Oakland County officials' hotel, flights, and meals during their visit to headquarters last November.
In instances where it can be a gift to the agency to be able to come down and see technology, we do that. It is up to the agency to report that in the ways that they need.
But look at your technology. Look at the intent of it. The intention of your technology. You should know that that's surveillance and it takes away freedoms. You should know this. How do you not acknowledge the evilness of this? It's all evil, but you're acting like everything's fine. All of you. Hey, it's just fine. It's not evil that a corporation wants to do this in the first place. That's what everybody should be saying, going, holy fuck, are you crazy? Get the fuck out of here with that. No, they're dick riding it. They're dick riding their own slavery, these pedophile dick riders.
You need to.
And what's this guy there for? He's there to make money for Flock, to sell products for Flock. And the more products he sells, the better. And the more products he sells, the more you're surveilled. This is called selling out the American people. That's why people are pissed off.
Support it to accept that as a gift.
A county spokesman says there is no rule they know of that would have required Woodward to disclose his trip to Flock headquarters prior to his vote to approve the deal.
One would think that you would divulge that and share pros, cons of what you learned from that trip. And it's really unfortunate that no one knew that that trip took place.
Chair Woodward would not talk to the 7 investigators for this story, but previously told us his Flock paid trip, quote, was an opportunity to better understand the technology and address my privacy concerns directly with the company's senior leadership.
And what were your privacy concerns? What questions did you ask? And why did you do it in secretly? If you were actually going there to understand this technology and to address your personal privacy concerns, why wouldn't you share it with your constituents?
The 7 investigators have also learned something else. We've reviewed documents that show the pursuit of the Flock free trial program is listed as a Board of Commissioners initiative.
Are you aware that this was a board initiative?
Not aware at all. And I'm actually shocked to hear this, considering that the documentation that we as commissioners have, it clearly states it is a sheriff's department recommendation. So it sounds like there's some additional information that needs to be had.
Well, the cops are out there petitioning the pedophile politician government to take more and more of your freedoms. And they're all Freemasons from Israel. They visited Israel, trained there. They've bowed down and put their loyalty to Israel by touching that wall. And now look at them. You have the sheriffs of your own country who are supposed to protect your freedom actively out there, aggressively out there, creating a George Orwellian dystopian nightmare. Your own sheriffs. All the sheriffs in the United States are doing this. All these pedophile cops are trying to take away the country's freedoms because it gives them power over the people. And they're the ones that don't realize that one day they're going to have to retire. One day they won't have that power themselves. And it's going to come down on their families and they're going to be slaves. But they don't care. They're all mentally ill. They're all mentally ill, obsessed with control in the first place. You would have to be mentally ill to want to control anybody in this way, shape, or form, in this type of, in this way. You have something is wrong with these cops trying to control everybody like this. The fact that the sheriffs are actively petitioning and lobbying the politicians to get more illegal and criminal surveillance against the public, it's mind-boggling. Excuse me.
In regards to really who
It tells you everything you need to know about these pedophile sheriffs in the United States. They're all pedophile dick riders that want to enslave you. They all got to die and be executed immediately. Every one of these fuckers need to be rounded up and executed right now. Every one of these cops, sheriffs, all of them, every department needs to be rounded up right now and executed with the politicians. In my world, you're deader than shit. Every one of you are dead. You're fucking dead. And I mean slow death. You fucking losers.
Exactly the person or people
You're
who
lucky.
drove this.
You're lucky I ain't fucking ruling this place. Because if I fucking were to rule this place, you fuckers are going to die so slow. It's insane.
Initiative of
fucking pedophiles
utilizing the flock safety group.
Internal.
And why? And how much did they get? And what's the kickback? What's going on here?
County document tracking provided to the 7 investigators shows the flock proposal on the board's agenda was created by the board's chief of staff. Commissioners say the chief of staff reports directly to Chair Woodward.
Of course they do.
It's just another reason that the public doesn't trust what's happening in their local government because of the secrecy and the resistance to any kind of transparency.
A sheriff's office spokesman told us.
That's a good way to put it. Resistance to transparency. And when you have resistance to transparency, you have public officials who want to operate in the darkness away from your scrutiny.
This about the drone program. Quote, the need to evaluate and replace equipment was communicated to both board leadership and executive office leadership well before any resolution regarding a pilot program was introduced. Regardless of where the resolution originated, the sheriff's office intended to evaluate multiple vendors and available tech.
Fucking dog just takes off after this fucking group of three-wheelers. You don't ever see it except on a Sunday sometimes. It's kind of nice to see the neighbors go through on their to take a ride on their bikes.
Technologies to
dumb dog chases them up. I left the door. I didn't realize it. I forgot I had left it. The fucking dog loves to chase everybody. He's nuts.
Determine the best path forward.
The best path forward is not spying on people who trust you to protect.
What are you talking about? The best path? What do you mean? Who the fuck are you to say what our best path forward is? We're the fucking people here. We're the people here, you fucking retards. You don't decide what the best path forward is, you pedophile politician fucks.
They're
that? They're ruling you. They're fucking with you, mind games. They work for you, but they're telling you what to do. I don't understand how you're this dumb. If they work for you, the politicians, why are they telling you what to do with laws and rules and regulations?
Liberties, their pursuit of happiness. That's what you're supposed to be doing, sheriff and sheriff spokesperson.
Sheriff's officials tell me no drone company has been selected for the long term. Once the pilot programs are over, they plan to go out to bid and select the drone platform that's the best option to keep the public safe and...
No! Your job isn't to keep me safe. It's mine. Allow me to do my job and you don't... That's not your fucking job. Again, you claimed your job was to protect freedom, not keep... And that's how you keep us safe. But they're mentally ill. They think it's for your safety. This is a lie that a pedophile says to a kid when he gives him a piece of candy to get in the van. Everybody in government is that pedophile in the van. No. In a sense, they're allowing it, but we're getting rolled. Don't say anything that stupid again or you're going to get fucking blocked. Fucking idiot. People are getting rolled and it's nothing they can do about it. Don't say such fucking idiotic shit. You want to piss me off? Say one more fucking dumb thing. God damn, you fucking retards. You fucking retards. Fucking time out, that motherfucker. People are fucking dumb, dude. Don't prove out. Just... If you're that dumb, keep your mouth shut because everybody's going to know. Man. And I'm in a bad mood, so. Bad day. I'm in a bad mood when I see pedophiles trying to fucking rape kids and get away with it. Man. It's funny that this guy's gonna cry. Look at this shit. What's this? Whoops. So check this shit out. I like this bumper sticker. If you try to keep me safe, I will kill you. It's not your job to keep me safe. Pedophile dick rider.
Many Western countries where people do not consider their, ironically, it's many Western countries where people do not consider their system to be democratic, including in the United States itself. And it makes perfect sense why people feel this way in much of the West, because their systems are not actual democracies. They're oligarchies. And this has been demonstrated.
Democracy isn't freedom too, and it has no place. It's just as bad as the oligarchy, because your democracy brought an oligarchy. So if democracy brings an oligarchy, then it can never be good. Use your little tiny pea brain. If they use democracy, even if it was a guy's, and again, a democracy is mob rule. If somebody doesn't want to play, they don't have to play. A democracy says they have to play. See, that's not freedom. And your pea brain should understand that.
Demonstrated empirically by
your little tiny pea brain should understand that democracy and oligarchy are synonymous. They're synonyms. Pea brain, you little tiny pea brain. McFly, I wish I could knock him on the head right now and knock it like a door. McFly, is there anybody home, McFly? McFly, democracy ain't freedom, McFly. Stupid retards.
By the way, in peer-reviewed academic studies in leading journals, including a famous study that was published in 2014, well before Donald Trump became president. This is not all about Trump. And this 2014 study showed empirically that the US is not a democracy because people have no influence on policymaking. Policies are designed by large corporations and wealthy oligarchs and big capitalists. Again, the US is not a democracy.
Because you allow a rigged system called cheating, called bribery, called lobbying.
You'll
never have a chance. Use your pea brains. Until you fix the rigged part of the system, everybody's going to come along, including a sheriff in your own country, to enslave you. Everybody is going to come along and petition your politicians, even China and Israel and corporations and your own sheriffs are petitioning your politicians to enslave you. How do you have a chance, you people in the public? You're homeless now because of this. This is why you're homeless. None of it was your fault. Everybody out there who's homeless, I don't give a fuck if you made every wrong decision in the world and you were a drug addict and heroin addict. It wasn't your fault, because that shouldn't existed. That was designed by the government in a lab, okay?
Oligarchy in which the elections are bought and sold. The watchdog organization in the US, Open Secrets, looks at the influence of money in politics, and it has consistently found over decades that over 80% of the candidates in the Senate and over 90% of the candidates for seats in the House of Representatives who have more funding, more campaign contributions, win the election. So in other words, if you get money from big corporations, from the fossil fuel industry, from the military industrial complex, from Wall Street,
from big pharma, bad karma, from Israel, from China, from Russia, from your own pedophile sheriff's department, from your own police department,
from Silicon
they're all petitioning against you to enslave you. All these fucking
Valley, you can buy an election. It's quite easy. But if you go against the interests of those large corporations and billionaire oligarchs and big capitalists, you're going to lose the election in the majority of cases. There are a small handful of exceptions, but those exceptions ignore the data, which shows that money buys seats in US Congress. And then, if you're even able to get into Congress, you have the lobbyists. Open Secrets found that every single year, lobbyists spend billions of dollars, including in 2025, lobbyists spent $5 billion creating policies in Washington. And there are more than 13,000 lobbyists who are officially registered with the government. And these are the official data. These statistics are...
How many? 13,000 assholes are lobbying. I'm surprised it's not more than that, right? When you consider all the pedophile sheriff departments and police stations out there sold out to you, selling you fucking retards out right from under your noses. The sheriffs are acting like they're your best friends, and meanwhile they're like, give me more power, give me more control to lock these retards up so I can make more money. Give me more fucking power, give me more. I need more. That's the pedophile sheriff.
The official government statistics, the actual number is probably higher considering the number of people who are not registered lobbyists, but who are still lobbying in Washington.
The sheriffs are they're lobbying the politicians, the sheriffs, lobbying them.
And in other capitals, because lobbying doesn't just happen in Washington, D.C. It happens in every U.S.
Your system's inherently flawed. Your system is inherently rigged, and you retards keep on playing a rigged game instead of addressing that it's rigged the whole time. You're dumber than Charlie Brown. Again, you voter retards believe that something is going to change by voting. When the same sex trafficking CIA is still in there, the same sex trafficking FBI is still in there, the same sex trafficking NSA is still in there, and you think something is supposed to change. You have a mental illness. That is the exact definition of insanity. Expecting something different from doing the same thing again is a mental illness.
State. And by the way, for people wondering why the figures for 2026 on this chart are so much lower than in previous years, it's because I'm recording this in May 2026 and the data for the year is not available. But by 2027, you will likely see a continued trend. Every year, lobbyists spend more and more money in Washington creating policy on behalf of large corporations. Ironically,
and other countries and your own government, sheriff's departments, police stations. Hell, the fire departments are probably lobbying these fucking retards.
It's many Western countries where people do not consider their system to be democratic, including in the United States itself. And it makes perfect sense.
That's crazy. That's just crazy. I hope so. I wish. Oh, man. I wish I had a couple kittens so bad right now, man. And you got so many, it's not fair. God, I would do anything for a couple kittens right now. There's so many goddamn rats and mice around here. Plus, it would give Buddy some company. They would fuck with him nonstop. They would play with him. He would be a good foster dad. So I wanted to show you that the people that make money on YouTube, it's like a different class of people right now. While everybody's broke and not finding jobs, you have this YouTube class of people making a lot of money. Like, they're gonna fucking put that, like, you better watch out. They're gonna come after that, man. And here's how they're already doing it. All right, enough. Stop! Hey!
context, this is a message from YouTube themselves, urging creators to fight the proposed UK's state-mandated algorithm changes.
The UK government is running a public consultation called Watch This Space, a new strategic direction for UK media. The proposals include mandatory changes to how content is discovered on YouTube. This could direct audiences away from your channel. Digital content.
So this orangutan looking motherfucker, even this retard's days are numbered. His days are numbered, all these YouTube retards. And it's not and that's a good thing for people like this, because these people are dumb as shit. He's like basically still in his mom's basement as far as mentality. He's never gone outside in the world, and he's never had any hands-on experience doing anything in the world, just like most of all these dumb retard YouTubers. They've never even been outside, and they're going to tell you how the world is, and they've never even experienced it, these mental midgets.
Discovery works best when driven by user choice, not legal requirements. This is a vital window for you to share your perspective on the content. Oh my God. They're trying to like rig algorithms now? The proposed rules now include a mandatory prominence regime. What is this North Korea shit?
Check this shit out. The same way they did the 3, 2, 6, 9 channels back in TV. They're going to force these fuckers on you because they're losing so bad. This is crazy.
Prominence regime?
Again, if they can't win, what do they do every time? Cheat. If they can't win fair, they cheat. Come on, you're dealing with pedophiles.
This could include digital platforms like YouTube to prioritize and give a privileged position to traditional broadcasters like BBC, ITV, and Channel 4 in user interfaces and recommendation feeds, potentially pushing your content out of sight. Mandating prominence to traditional institutions will impact other independent news creators. Your content is downranked. Threat to reach. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now I want to celebrate 4th of July even more. So their propaganda machines are losing, and they're losing so badly that the only way that they can stop it is by making it mandatory to show the propaganda. If YouTube folds, X has the golden opportunity. Every company has to fold to the government because the government has guns. YouTube doesn't have any guns. They're going to try to resist this, but at the end of the day, if the UK government tells them to jump, they're going to be saying how high. They can just literally shut and block off access to YouTube on that website. Governments have a million different ways that they can be fucking annoying, right? The problem is that British citizens, I think, they've been boiled very, very slowly. There have been increasingly more speech laws. You have been increasingly told that you can't see what's in front of you. You can't even discuss what's in front of you. You can't even consume content that is contrary to what's in front of you. And all of this has happened, I think, probably over the course of my whole lifetime, right? That's their strategy, whittle us down slowly to a point where we feel hopeless to do anything about it. Yeah, they want YouTube to prioritize the mainstream broadcasters like BBC. So if the government in the UK does go through with this, I will show you my analytics because I do have a very large international audience. I will show you if there's a big difference with this, because I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to deprioritize different media that is contrary.
Yeah, bro, your days are numbered, bro. That easy money coming in from being a retard, bro, gone, man. Gonna have to get a real job, bro.
To what their ideology is. And a good way to look at that is that, do you remember, like, so the Birmingham police went out and they posted and they said, don't show people this video. Like they went and they saw this, the incident. We would ask that footage is not further shared. By the way, this is the footage they're talking about. So this guy gets clotheslined and punched in the back of the head. And then the female police officer grabs him and then throws him on the ground. Or slams him against the wall. Look at that. So that's what happened. Brother, what the fuck? I know. Share it more.
That's what they do. They are allowed to assault you. If you defend yourself against a straight up psychopath, you're the bad guy.
Well, that's the reason why they want it to be shut down. But enjoying the man, Rupert Lowe is in tech. How about that? That is crazy. Enjoying the culture here in Texas. I love to see it. I love to hear it. There we go.
Look at the flag he's wearing, and he's in Texas, man. What a fucking retard, dude. Like, he's the epitome of fucking retards right here. Look at him. What a joke.
Oh, I do really hope that Rupert Lowe is going to be able to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. I think that'd be super.
Dude, these retards make the best useful idiots. You can be a pedophile and have this guy do all the work for you.
Super cool.
Oh, why did it take away my camera there? Why did it take away my camera there? How long was that? See, that's bullshit, dude. Well, it's not like I was doing anything important. So, I mean, if you could hear me, I mean, you know what I look like, no teeth, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it. Although getting less and less wrinkles all the time, still de-aging, going to grow the teeth back. I hope these fall out first. I wish they would fall out. I wish what I got left, I wish it would just fall out so I can grow all new ones. Because they need to fall out to make way for the new ones anyway. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. How is that going to heal like that? Is it going to just heal? Or? Because it's going to do something. We're going to have to watch this and see what happens with this vessel. Because I activated. This vessel is nothing more than technology, and I activated it. It's like understanding the technology. It's you have a Volkswagen Bug and you have a Ferrari, and then a person who comes into the Ferrari that drives the Volkswagen Bug, he doesn't know what the buttons do. It's like he's getting in an airplane. But if the right soul comes into the vessel and knows how to operate it, it can activate the vessel, get all the electromagnetic fields flowing through the chakras, and it can heal the vessel and rejuvenate it and de-age it. Not all the claims. It's like I'm seeing that everywhere. Everybody's like, I'm de-aging. No, you're not. No, you're not really. You didn't activate your vessel. You didn't hit the technology yet. You didn't. Because you would look 25 again. You would literally have not a single wrinkle. But anywho, audio was good and only for 2 minutes. God damn it. Can you hear me okay? Can you fucking hear me? The damn mic's going green every time I talk. So I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Look at it go. It's going like crazy every time I talk. It's good now though, for real. Okay, let me show some more links. Oh, whoa. Man, that's... Oh, I got some good ones, man. How's everybody doing today? Listen. Like, shut the fuck up. You're giving away the shit without me showing it. I fucking hate that faggot too. God damn you, fuck. Ugh. Folks, if you have any comments in between videos, put your comments. So in between videos, I can read your comments. After every video, I read comments. So make sure if you comment, if you don't comment, I won't read it because I can't. But I do read after every video. I read comments. So because that's the point of a live stream. It's we, us. The fuck is this? Holy fuck. Of course. Of course. Yeah, dude, you can't believe some of the stories of these mechanics, bro. Like I just you just can't believe it unless you hear it, man. But let's wait, hold up. And by the way, Canada just has a new internet kill switch, and you're next. You're next. What goes around comes around. Retard slaves, right? Oh, that's not good either. Oh, that's not good either. Man, we are just catching them red-handed left and right. Over here. Tom says he's doomed. I'm doomed if I don't play this video soon. I'm just trying to play this shit.
Seen as a threat, and it's unpopular because the U.S. is constantly. Well, U.S. global influence is declining rapidly, and the U.S. is rightfully seen as a threat, and it's unpopular because the U.S. is constantly waging war and threatening foreign countries. At the same time,
oh shit! I tried.
Well, U.S. global.
I tried to pause the video. That the behavior of the spacebar acts differently on this when you watch shorts. So I pushed that to pause it. I apologize. I can't pause it like I want to, but I'll use the mouse. Yeah, sorry.
Global influence is declining rapidly, and the U.S. is rightfully seen as a threat, and it's unpopular because the U.S. is constantly waging war and threatening foreign countries.
Because the U.S. isn't the U.S. It's really Israel. The U.S. is run by Israel, and it's obvious because now the U.S. wants war with everybody, like Israel wants war with everybody, and it won't stop, and it's hell-bent. So the U.S. is really just Israel 2.0. I mean, at this point. And you got dual citizens in Congress from Israel making rules for the people in America. Like this is madness, man.
At the same time, global public opinion of China is improving. And this same study that, again, was done by a Western organization funded by the EU and led by the former chief of NATO, this survey found that people in a majority of countries on Earth prefer China over the US. If they had to pick either China or the US, 63 out of the 83 surveyed countries say they view China more positively. This includes pretty much all of Eurasia, including, by the way, most of Southeast Asia, as well as West Asia, all of Africa that was surveyed, most of Europe, and most of the Western Hemisphere, including North America and most of Latin America. What's very interesting is to look at the regional perceptions of China versus the US. If you look at, for instance, the Middle East and North Africa, or West Asia and North Africa, you see that China leads over the US by 53 points. China is so much more popular, which of course makes sense because the US is constantly at war in the region. In sub-Saharan Africa, China is 30 percentage points more popular than the US. In Europe, China is 20 percentage points more popular. In the Asia-Pacific region, China is 17 points ahead. And in the Americas, China is 8 points ahead. Now, what's also interesting about this survey is it asked people about specific geopolitical conflicts and wars that are going on. And this survey was conducted in March and April of 2026, by the way. So one of the wars that people were asked about was the US war against Iran. And the survey found that most people in countries around the world prefer Iran. They back Iran against the US. What's striking is in this part of the report, you start seeing the geopolitical divisions between the West and the rest of the world.
The West and the rest. Oh, how embarrassing. What fools. What fools are we over here when I had nothing to do with it?
So in the West, in North America, most of Europe, and some parts of Latin America, a majority of people prefer the US over Iran. Although there are exceptions, like Mexico, for instance, prefers Iran. But when you look at Eurasia and Africa, you see that people in a majority of countries are siding with Iran against the US. While US global influence is declining rapidly.
God, I can't believe you can't hear that shit.
Let's talk about the study that I'm going to be reviewing today. It's called the Democracy Perception Index for the year 2026. This is an annual survey of dozens of countries around the world. One of the most interesting parts asked 24,000 people in 84 countries, which country do you think poses the greatest threat to the world? And the majority of people in countries all around the world said the United States, including in the US itself, which is very accurate. Americans recognize that the US is the biggest threat to the world. And in pretty much all of North America and Latin America, Eurasia, and most of Africa, people recognize that the US is the greatest threat to the world. People in a few countries in Europe said that Russia is the greatest threat. That's because of the proxy war in Ukraine. And then a few countries in West Asia and North Africa said Israel is the greatest threat. But the majority of respondents in...
No shit, all the countries near Israel say Israel's the biggest threat because they're fucking scared for their fucking lives from these fucking terrorist motherfucking genocidal pedos.
65 out of the 84 countries
inbred motherfuckers
that were surveyed said the US is the greatest threat to the world. People in 10 countries said Russia is the biggest threat. In 7 countries, they said Israel. And then there were 2 other countries. The majority of people in Israel said that Iran is the greatest threat. And the majority of people in Japan said that China is the greatest threat.
Now you know who's brainwashing. Somebody's brainwashing the shit out of Japan and telling them that China's the greatest threat. Let that sink in. They're constantly, whoever's the propaganda control in China, they're getting from their news that, Japan, they're getting in their news that China's the bad guy nonstop. They're the enemy. They're the bad guy. That's what they're getting propagandized with, just so you know.
Threat. And another very instructive part of this report shows how U.S. military bases are very unpopular all around the world.
No shit. You're fucking blowing money that could go to the homeless and could go to food stamps to feed the hungry. You could be feeding the hungry. Everybody could be eating fucking steak and lobster, but no, we can't have good things, nice things because of pedophiles.
The U.S. has more than 700 military bases and installations all across.
All that money should have gone to feeding you.
The planet.
All that money should have gone to feeding you. It's after all, it's your fucking money. After all, everything the government gives you is just giving back what they took from you. The government can never give you anything. It can only take first and then give it to you.
And yet this survey found that those bases are extremely unpopular. So out of the 97 countries that were surveyed on this particular question, only 4 countries had a plurality of people saying that they do support U.S. military bases. Those are Poland, Israel, South Korea, and Puerto Rico.
Again, Poland is the Bolsheviks. They're Israel 2.0. Look at Ukraine, Israel 2.0.
So
they get a foothold everywhere. That's what they're trying to do now in Albania or everywhere.
Similarly, the study gauged the perception of the U.S. in countries around the world, and it found that the vast majority of countries have a negative perception of the U.S., including pretty much all of Eurasia, most of Europe, many parts of Africa, and North America itself. If you look at the map, the results speak for themselves. The United States is extremely unpopular all around the world. So let's talk about the study.
Tom says, I'm doomed. The streets will soon be flowing with the blood of cowards. I wish, bro, I wish we could round up all these fucking cocksuckers in government and execute them and give them what they deserve. None of this shit would have been capable if it weren't for all of you police, cops, military, politicians, everybody, employees of the government. None of this would have been possible if it weren't for your help. You doomed us by working or doing to have anything to do with government. You're a traitor to humanity. Dana, blessings. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. You look great today. Again. Always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, it's been rough, man. This fucking goddamn thing won't shut up today. You know, some days I get lucky and the fucking thing doesn't make a single noise. That bird out there now, today I've never seen anything like it. Every other second, it's nonstop. It's like listening to a jackhammer. It literally is. It's madness, dude, that I have to put up with this shit, dude. I wish I had a basement studio, soundproof studio basement, man. I really do. I really wish I had somewhere I can just get peace and be left the fuck alone. I can't even be left alone by the animals. It's so mentally ill in this place. Again, a true soul just wants peace. Just leave me alone. Fuck off with that noise, dude. Jesus, god damn, you're cursed. Fuck this shit.
Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and have you heard of Bill C-8? Well, it's heard of you, because of course Bill C-8, if you haven't yet heard of it, is a bill being pushed forward to essentially spy on every single thing you do on a daily basis if you are in Canada and you use the internet. Warrantless wiretapping and information collection. And of course, it has now gone through and it is in the books, and now they can control everything that you search on the internet. Now, of course, they've already done this before. This is something that they've been doing for a long time, but now it's legal, quote unquote, whatever legal means these days. Today, we're going to go into Bill C-8 and also some of the other bills coming in Canada. And also, on top of that, these crazy acts being put forward in the United States, and there are quite a few of them, and as well in the UK. They are building up the new ration digital ID system that I've been warning of for so long. People say, hey, Chicken Little sky is falling, but they're doing this stuff and people want to pretend that it's nothing, that we'll just sit on our hands and wait for it to be over with. This is real and it affects every single person watching out there. So we're going to get into this and more today. But before we do, I urge people to check those links below. It is my birthday. And I am sick as a dog with a cold, lung cold. But the show must go on. And we will continue to, get this information out. Obviously, this information is very important and it pertains to everyone watching. So I appreciate any help we can get. GoGetFunding.com, Patreon, and Subscribestar. On GoGetFunding.com, it's about a 6-year-old campaign. So it looks like we have a lot, but it's over many years. Unfortunately, they won't let us create a new account. And of course, we have Patreon and Subscribestar, where we, if you pledge $5 a month or more, you'll get exclusive content, including our full shows, our Sunday shows. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. PST, we go live on Rumble. We're still suspended off of YouTube for whatever reason. And of course, the only way to get these 2-hour-plus shows in replay is by pledging over on Patreon and Subscribestar. So we really appreciate all the help we can get, and we need it badly. So thank you for that. And a birthday present is very much appreciated because it goes to putting out this information and getting the truth out there. And of course, get yourself prepared. HeavensHarvest.com/WHAM, W-A-M, where you can save 25% if you use code WHAM, W-A-M. Again, for long-term storable foods that are non-GMO, there's organic kits, heirloom seeds, water filtration and storage, and books on how to get started. This is something very important going forward when it comes to, not being dependent on the system and preparing for the system that is being built around us, which will be built in a digital ration technocracy. This is a way that you can actually ensure that you don't fall behind. So again, go and check that out. And also, if you use code WHAM50, you'll have to make separate orders on this. You can get 50% off.
Oh, why does he do this?
So that has been brought to fruition as of June. And Canada's Bill C-8 is now getting the green light. And of course, with one signature, It now lets the government collect your location, your browsing history, and your metadata without ever asking a judge. We're talking about a kill switch. They can shut off your interest.
This is a pedophile sheriff's department, police station's wet dream.
Internet if you do not.
This is literally a pedophile's wet dream. Everything you see that's happening to us now is a pedophile's wet dream come true.
Comply. They can, if you say something online that they don't like, they can shut you down. If you say something online that they don't like, or you do something in your own life, maybe you're an activist, maybe you are a journalist and you've said something, maybe you've said something to a friend at work who reports you, because yes, we are living in crazy times like that, especially in Canada. They can shut you down. They can take all of your data, every site you've ever gone to, warrantlessly. They can essentially use it against you in a court of law if they want to. They can essentially force identification. All your metadata, everything is on the table. Nothing is private. So, as it says, Canada's, and this is out of reclaimthenet.org, by the way. They do a lot of good work. Canada.
We're not going to watch all of this, obviously, but
this new cybersecurity law gives a cabinet minister the power to order any telecom provider to cut off service to a named person.
So you're going to order somebody around. It's their own private business, and you're going to be able to give yourself the power to say, hey, you have to do this so I can control them. This is all mental illness, dude. Oh, this is all mental illness. None of these fuckers have the authority to tell anybody anything. You're not respecting freedom. You don't understand it. You need to die if you can't understand freedom. You can't be here. The only prerequisite of understanding in this place is you have to respect everyone's freedom and not cause harm. If you can't do that, you have to die. You can't be here, assholes. So, do you understand, folks, that these motherfuckers can't be here? What happened to my Evaldus? Look at this guy. How you doing, brother? What you up to? I know. Well, nobody created this world. We're in our collective mind. The scenarios we create in our lower mind, which is where we are, we're obviously not in our higher mind. We're in the heart, earth, where you can choose higher mind or you can choose lower mind. We're in the earth, meaning earth is an anagram for heart. So we're in the heart of our mind where you can experience both good and bad. It's called duality. And we created this scenario in our mind. That's all. We've always been here and always will be. Our mind has always been here. The scenarios we create in our mind can get hijacked, probably. You know, and so, you know, not to mention duality inherently is going to have create problems because that's duality. Yeah, I mean, even if we did create this world, somebody could have came along and hijacked it, and it's not our fault. You know what I mean? But yeah, this place sucks, dude. Yeah, right now this world sucks, and we have to fix it, man. There's nobody that's can fix it but us, man. I don't know. It's never ending. It's never ending. It sucks. I don't know. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it, man. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing better than me. I hope you're all doing better than me, man, because I'm having a bad fucking day as usual. This fucking place.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Mario from inside the garage. We got ourselves a Kia Stinger with a 3.3 twin turbo engine. Today we are replacing an alternator on it. Customer reports that their battery wasn't charging, the vehicle died on them, and the alternator ended up seizing up on them, and the belt completely melted, as you see a lot of the gunk inside there. So to remove the alternator in this car, we have to drop the engine in order to
To remove a simple alternator, you have to drop the engine. When in my Suburban 97, I can just go right to the top of it, take my wrench, and it's even got a hole for me to fit the wrench into, and turn the wrench to the left a little, and it'll release the tension on the belt, and I can just undo the belt and 2 bolts and a disconnector, and I can and the old alternator is already off. And getting the new one in, you got to bang it a little bit, but it's still easy as shit. That's it. They intentionally designed it this way so you can't fix it easy. Everything in the new cars is designed so you can't easily fix them when they break. Let that sink in. You're dealing with demons on Earth here, demonic, satanic retards, man. Until you rein in these pedophile Freemasons that own the sheriff's departments, the politicians, both John Kerry and George W. Bush are members of the Skull and Bones, and everybody doesn't understand that the world is ruled by secret societies and other things. It's like they'll call you names like they're 2 years old.
Access it because the turbo, as you can see, gets bolted up right in the way of our alternator. So we're going to drop the whole drivetrain down on the chassis or on our card here, just to access this little alternator. So you think something so little like that would be so quick and easy? No, not always.
That's crazy. Wow. I mean, that is just engineered inconvenience at that point. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing when they design.
Literally, Chevy in 1997 on a Suburban 5.7 liter literally has a place where you can take your ratchet and fit it into so you can easily relieve the tension on the belt and work on your vehicle. They made it easy for you to work on your vehicle. They actually made it easy for you. Now you're seeing the exact opposite. It's wild.
Design it so a basic repair becomes $1,000 job at the dealership. That's insane. Guys, if you haven't already, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
I done had to take a 20-minute break, bro. Look at this shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, bro. I got to replace a fuel pump. I only quoted 5 hours. I got to take out the seat. I got to rewire all these
5 hours for a fuel pump, that's not a repair anymore. That's pretty much a hostage situation. And of course, they designed it that way.
In the shop.
It took me that long to do mine. I'm just kidding.
Is an Audi S4. Customer requested we replace timing chains on his V8 Audi S4. To do that, you start by taking the front end of this car off and then remove the entire engine and suspension. The timing chains on this engine are located at the back of the engine, which is why it has to come out. So you have to take the transmission off, the intake manifold, and
Are you fucking? You literally have to take the goddamn engine and the motherfucking transmission, the drivetrain.
Your covers to access the timing chains.
Take the drivetrain out to access your fucking timing belt. When mine, I can just take off the front fucking cover there.
When we got in there, Justin found that this timing chain guide was broken like that. Now that guide goes right here, and the updated ones, as you can see, have the plastic guide portion and then the metal support so they don't break. While you're doing a job this big, you're going to be replacing a bunch of components in the system along with the chains and adjusters and guides, etc. Seems pretty easy, right? Well, at least for me it is. Not so much for Justin.
Crazy. I mean, there's a reason they built it like that. When a routine maintenance job requires dropping the entire engine, that's not engineering. Just a business model.
Wait a minute.
That's not engineering. That's a business model. No, that's an agenda to where you will own nothing and be happy because Klaus Schwab said so. Because Trump said so.
Where's the dipstick? That's right. On most modern cars, we actually can't check the transmission fluid ourselves anymore. So
Literally mentally ill to not have a dipstick. If you did this in 1960 and you didn't put a dipstick, you'd be called a dipstick. Okay, literally insane. It's insane.
we really do rely on our mechanics to be honest with us about whether or not our transmission fluid does need to be serviced. Typically, if a transmission doesn't have a dipstick, it's considered a sealed transmission with lifetime fluid. First of all, sealed, not quite. Transmission fluid expands with heat, so these transmissions are vented.
Another thing that's funny too is back I've always changed since I was a kid. I mean, I've always changed the oil every 3,000 miles. I mean, that's what I always did. Sometimes they would say you could go 5,000. I always changed the oil. Every 3,000 miles, and always made sure I had a heavier weight, especially if it was higher mileage. I'd even put a heavier weight in it so it would give more protection and last even longer. When I heard them come out with the new cars and say that, oh, you don't have to change the oil for 10,000 miles and you can use oil that's only like 20 weight, I knew that was bullshit, and I would have never listened to that either way. I would have put at least 30 weight, maybe a 5 or 10 W30 weight where it said a 20 weight. And then I would have changed it every 3,000 miles because they're liars. Nobody in their right mind would ever say this or do this unless because if you understand, this is intentionally, they're just like, how you call it, they're sabotaging you when they say this, and they know it.
Because the transmission fluid has to expand and contract with just
Well, it's for the same with the training fluid.
regular use.
You have to change fluid. All fluids have to be changed, man. Except maybe even your water gets rusty and shit. You got to change that in your antifreeze and shit.
So if air can get in and out, then so can moisture and debris, right? And lifetime fluid, huh? Lifetime fluid means that you never have to service the fluid, right? Whose lifetime? My lifetime? Your
You put some rust shit in your radiator shit.
lifetime? The lifetime of the transmission? Well,
Vents rust.
I'm sure that's going to be a lot less if you never service it. These transmissions all have drain and fill plugs, so they are meant to be serviced. At this point, we've all come to expect our dealerships and our mechanics to try to oversell us stuff, right? The opposite is equally bad. What happens if our mechanics undersell us stuff? I recommend that you follow the manufacturer of the transmissions recommendations. Here's an example. There's a popular 8-speed transmission. BMW says lifetime, you never service a fluid. ZF, the manufacturer of the transmission, in their technical training courses says actually we recommend 8 years.
So imagine that. Check that out. The car corporation that's selling you their cars are telling you things that are different than what the manufacturers that they get it from, that they put in there, are saying. They're not even recommending what the actual manufacturers are recommending. They're just lying and causing problems, because it said every 8 years and they're saying lifetime. Well, that's a lie. That's just a blatant lie. When you say it's a lifetime and the corporate and the manufacturer you got it from says 8 years, you lied. You're culpable for that lie. If it goes bad and they never change the training fluid, you lied.
50,000 miles. And that's the same manufacturer of the transmissions recommendations. Here's an example. There's a popular 8-speed transmission. BMW says lifetime, you never service a fluid. ZF,
BMW, British Motor, says you never have to. But that's a lie. Fucking fuck you, liars, you fucking pedo dick rider.
the manufacturer of the transmission, in their technical training courses says actually we recommend 8 years, 50,000 miles. And that's the same transmission.
50,000 miles, 8 year. You change the training fluid. That's what they recommend. You don't recommend that? You're liars. Your BMW is a pedophile dick riding liar.
That's in my Mark V Supra. And you
might as well be Israel.
Bet I'm going to exchange that fluid at 50,000 miles. Toyota has a lot of other transmissions that are supposedly lifetime fluid as well. But depending on how the vehicle is used, is it a daily driver, do you tow, etc., I tend to just blanket recommend that you flush your WS fluid at 60,000 miles. And if you want to learn how to do that yourself without any special tools, I have a great video tutorial on my YouTube channel. Hope this helped.
Interesting. They removed the dipstick so you can't check it yourself. Now you have to bring it in and pay someone.
You have to rely on a faulty sensor, and if that sensor goes bad, your engine goes bad. So you just got fucked. It's madness. It's literally madness, just like that bird out there.
To tell you what you used to be able to see for free. Man, just got to pay for everything nowadays, huh?
They're literally... Rest assured, there's a bird in the background going, boom, beep, every other second, blasting this fucking annoying noise.
Building these cars so that you throw them away when they break. Literally, just throw
We literally just saw this one.
them away when they break. I car.
You can
Mechanics always say that you have to remove the glove box. Is a prime example.
Make more money. Make it impossible to fix. Sell you a whole new one when it breaks. Make more money. Profit.
Mechanics always say they hate engineers. This Lincoln is a prime example of it. You're supposed to do a cabin air filter, right? Well, to do so, you have to remove the glove box. Well, Lincoln, in their infinite wisdom...
Yo, instead of literally unscrewing 2 wing nuts or clips, mind you, clips, and it just folds open, you unclip, and you're in there. You can get to the air filter. Literally, clip, fold open, grab the air filter, put a new one in. Literally, that's how my shit is. It takes literally less than 30 seconds to change an air filter. Guess what you got to do to change an air filter in this new Lincoln piece of shit designed by pedophile dick riders?
Decided to filter, right? Mechanics always say they hate engineers. This Lincoln is a prime example of it. You're supposed to do a cabin air filter, right? Well, to do so, you have to remove the glove box. Well, Lincoln...
This is a cabin air filter, but it's whatever.
In their infinite wisdom, decided to
an air filter.
Hide screws that you have to take out in order to take this thing out. So it's got 4. Here, which you can get to by dropping this door open. And then there's one down here, and then there's one over here. This one is hidden by this gigantic panel. This gigantic panel is trapped by this panel back here. And then
it's trapped. So you have to take that one off to get to that one, and that one to get to that one, and then this one to get to that one. And when does it fucking end, man?
And you have to pop this.
Like, this is like a fucking
panel off, and these pop tabs require you to pull this way. Well, guess what you need to pull this way? Space. Guess what you don't have? Space. And then once you pull it out, you then have to pull backwards because it has more pop tabs up here. So it's not just as simple as pulling this way. You also then have to pull this way. And then you would think to yourself, okay, well, I've got 3 screws. That surely should be it. No, you have to pop this panel down because it's hiding the screw over here. So you finally get all of that done, right? This panel also comes off. It's down there. Unhook the stupid light. And then you're like, okay, surely this will just fall right out. Nope, you have to have it at the right specific angle, and this is still kind of in the way, so that makes that kind of hard. Now I can just pull it out, right? No, there's more screws. Check this out. Toyota Camry. Look how easy this is. You can do this one-handed while filming. You open the glove box, pull a door off. There. Cabin air filter. People always wonder why I'm telling them to buy Toyotas for like reliability and ease of maintenance. This is why. It's because it's that easy to change Toyota, whereas on a Lincoln, you're getting charged an hour of labor just to do a cabin air.
That's insane. I mean, several hours to change an air filter because they hid it behind the entire glove compartment and a billion other puzzle pieces. I mean, that's not an accident. It was meant to be like that. That's making sure you just...
It's deliberate. It's intentional.
Can't do it yourself.
This is why people don't want to be fucking technicians anymore, and they're tired of this bullshit. You gotta do all this. You gotta take all this shit out. You gotta take all that shit out, just so you can. Change the fucking one little bolt right there on the bottom. You gotta do all that just so you can change one fucking bolt right there. Fuck this thing. Fuck that car.
Fuck that car.
I mean, what do you even say to that? That is insane. I mean, they've at this point turned a car repair into a nightmare on purpose. Just to change one bolt, that's crazy. I mean, you can't blame the workers for what manufacturers designed.
Let's talk about selling cars, Paul. I got what you got. I could sell anything you got. Bring in a tank and I'll sell the fucking thing.
If there was any way to make your vehicle any less desirable, it would be to patent your own screws so that no one but authorized dealerships can fix
You can't make it up, man.
your car for an extreme price. BMW's apparent reason, according to this article, says that they're directly trying to block unauthorized individuals from using common tools to work on their vehicles. They want to remove your
work on their own vehicles that they bought. It's theirs now. Understand that. But they're not allowing it. They're not letting the vehicles actually go. This is deliberate, intentional interference with people trying to own things and buy things. This is criminal. What they're doing is criminal. Okay? Because you're interfering. You sold it, it's theirs now, and you're not allowing it to be theirs. That's criminal. That's fraud. You're lying.
right to repair. Speaking of right to repair, someone was recently telling me that there's a move movement called the right to repair. This isn't an ad, it's just pertinent to what I'm talking about. But the goal of this movement is to give you the right to repair, customize, and sell the products that you purchase with your own money without having to go through authorized companies or dealerships to get the schematics or materials to properly repair them, i.e. your phone, your laptop, a washing machine, a BMW with special screws. The military was actually trying to get their own right to repair, but the military industrial complex is very strong, and that's where a lot of people's money is, so that didn't work. Right to repair legislation has been introduced in all 50 states. Out of those 50, 10 have already passed it. Accessibility and repairability is how we progress society, but we have to get through the greedy corporations to get there.
Insane. Proprietary screws. I mean, that is literally the perfect example of how far people would go. It's not about making a better car. It's about making sure only they can touch it and make money.
They're built to be scrapped and not repaired. We're not that far removed from having trucks like this that were so simple to repair. That headlight comes in, goes out. All these switches and this panel can all be replaced. This is all separated. On this door panel, everything is one piece. Everything is one piece. You break those switches, new door panel. You break that window switch, new door panel. You scuff this up, new door panel. You mess this up, new door panel. You did what I did. You break this, new door panel. So what I did is I first replaced my door panel with a used one. Then I thought it would salvage my good parts off my old door panel to see if I could save them. You can't. This speaker grill right here, I had to cut out. Look at how they fasten it in. That's all riveted into place. You have to cut out the rivets to replace.
Riveted, man.
It's a speaker grill. Problem is though, you can't get to it without cutting up stuff. The door handle up here, I broke this little piece right here, right? You can't get this out without undoing all those rivets. So I thought I'd buy a used one, then take all my good parts, put it on the used one, and turns out you can't do that. So I went ahead, should have just ordered a new door panel from the beginning. But I was trying to listen to everyone on the internet. Say, oh, save money, buy a used one. The used one was actually more money than the new one was, which was crazy.
Oh, that makes sense because they got bought out by a pedophile corporation so they could raise the prices.
This just is so ridiculous to me. When fixing something costs more than replacing it, that's not a flaw in the system. That's the system working exactly as they intended it to. And that's insane. I mean, that's a lot of rivets, man. That is ridiculous.
This is what's killing the reliability in new cars. Here we have a CVT transmission out of a 2018 Accord, and if it had the 6-speed, it'd probably still be on the road. That's because CVT transmissions have several weak points, the main being this belt and pulley assembly. But
again, the amount of gears, 8, 10 gears, it's to me, that's insanity. It's unnecessary to have that many gears. I was doing fine with 5. Not 4. I mean, I didn't like a 4-speed, but a 5-speed is plenty of gears. It should be, if you know it. I mean, really.
Even if they have a chain like
a 6-speed is definitely enough fucking gears. That's all you'll ever need. That's crazy.
The Subaru here, they still have problems with slippage on the pulley system.
You're asking for trouble if you go more gear. It's stupid. It's just plain dumb. It's like, why have something that you don't need to exist be there to cause a problem? Let that sink in. Why would you have something that you don't need there to cause a problem? Now, if it wasn't there, it wouldn't be able to do that. It wouldn't be able to do that.
Mention the other issues these transmissions can have, like solenoid issues and torque converter clutch issues. And the worst part about these CVT transmissions is the manufacturer makes them unrepairable. I can obviously take these transmissions apart, but getting parts for them is a different story. The
manufacturer pedophiles.
Manufacturers are making parts for the internals of these transmissions impossible to get. In fact, the only place you can buy some of these belt and pulley assemblies is from China. And if you want something internal on one of these Honda CVTs.
So what do they do? What do they do to make sure you own nothing? What do they do? Besides all the shit that's obvious? Well, besides burning all the salvage yards, besides buying all the salvage yards, besides everything, they also want to ban older cars or cars that don't have their monitoring dystopian George Orwell flock cameras, so to speak.
Forget about it. Honda will not sell you any internal parts for these CVT transmissions, which means the price of fixing this broken belt right here costs thousands. These transmissions not only kill the reliability of your vehicle, but kill the long-term value of it as well. So before you buy your next car, I'd make sure it's not driven by one of these.
But when they're saying, oh, we're banning the older cars, 2009 and older, because for your safety, that's a lie. The newer cars have killed more people than old cars combined in 1 year. Okay, so that's a lie. Okay, and it's none of their business because we're free people. It's none of their fucking business.
Because this is what will happen to it.
And it has nothing to do with safety. It's because the older cars don't have the flock camera monitoring systems, and they want to be able to disable your vehicles with the AI or remotely.
Insane.
Like they want to kill you using it remotely. Like they did Paul Walker and Ann Heche. They were both murdered remotely. Their cars were remotely controlled and it killed them.
I mean, again, what do you even say to this? They won't sell you the parts because they don't want you to fix it. They want you.
They won't even sell the parts. No, we don't want you to fix it. Nah. We don't want you to be able to fix your own vehicle you bought from us. What kind of pedophile says that shit? A mentally ill control freak.
Back at the dealership or buying new, and they've rigged the whole system to make sure that happens. God, man, absolutely tough video. One of the more recent, rough ones, since I do like cars myself. That said, if you haven't already, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe.
Hey, how you doing? Another perspective. And Dana, I wanted to thank you again. I did get your dono last time. I appreciate that. The damn phone freaked me out, man, because you said it did, and it always usually just chimes right away. So I'm like, maybe it was the wrong account or something. I'm like freaking out because I was so broke. God, it sucks to be so broke and desperate. Yeah, they have no shames, Fiona. I know. It's good to see you. Another perspective, Thomas, Dana, Evaldis. Yeah. A lot of these etheric parasites are demons. It looks like there's even more than that. Fucking with us and shit. Wait, I don't know if this one I want to watch this
with the video today. Just a little PSA for you: 10 to 15,000 people every single year go to the emergency room because of fireworks-related accidents. Always.
That's not what I thought it was. Oh yeah, that thing is not going to shut the fuck up, bro. Ugh, man. I'm going to fucking kill every one of them, dude. They're going to cease to exist here. I swear. When I'm done, dude, these fucking birds are going to be dead, dude. Never again. You're going to fucking goddamn bother me like this. God damn, I'm going to wipe these things out. You will be extinct, even though you didn't evolve in the first place. Let out of a fucking lab. Fuck, ridiculous. You can't believe these retards like this are waking up. It's crazy. I don't know if this one is. Okay, cool.
To be that guy, but I believe the future of humanity depends on whether or not we accept this piece of data as truth. Now, let me explain. In yesterday's World Cup match between Portugal and Croatia, a critical offsides call was made against Croatia based on this piece of data. A sensor that supposedly showed that this Croatian player had touched the ball with his head. This is the video. You tell me if you think this guy in the blue touched the ball. Let's see it one more time.
I mean, it kind of looks like it touched his hair. I don't know. It didn't touch his head, though, no matter how you look at it. And that's really that's really the only thing that can actually affect the ball. The hair can't head the ball.
I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So why is this important? The final stage of technocracy is when they get you to deny what you can see with your own eyes. This is bigger than a sports game. This is a test to see what the general population will swallow. Turns out, just about anything, dark times are coming. Right? 1984, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Can they just arrest somebody with AI data without any other proof of them committing a crime? This is real and happening right now. A man was arrested because AI said that he was a 93% match for a crime, except the only problem is that he had never set foot in that city where the crime happened. He was arrested. He went to jail. And this is the key detail. Almost nothing about this was a malfunction. The technology did what it roughly does. The humans around it made a series of choices, and every one of them could have stopped this, but they didn't. Again, this chart is the test. They are literally using the largest circus, the World Cup, to test you to see just how much slop you're willing to accept over your own eyes and ears, over common sense. Now, I don't want to...
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose it, bro. I can't even turn on the rain sound right now to not have to hear this mentally ill shit. That's all I can do to defend myself against these noises. It's insane.
The government believes that killing 76 people, including 28 children at Waco, Texas, is a reasonable way to enforce its gun laws. Also remember, there are thousands upon thousands, some say as high as 22,000 gun laws in the United States of America. That's not
each and every one infringing, doing exactly the opposite of what the Constitution says. The Second Amendment shall not be infringed in any way, shape, or form. Not one single rule, not one single shit. You have the right to bear arms, period. You're a grown man, adult. You have the right to defend yourself against anyone, foreign and domestic. And then you have another grown adult making rules for you, telling you you're not allowed to do that. I'll do it for you. I'll take control of you. I get to make the rules so I can rule you.
Not land of the free, home of the brave. That's land of the fee, home of the
The rulers make the rules.
Slave. And if you think...
And they never have to abide by those rules. That's why they're the rulers.
You're not a slave while you celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day. I can assure you, you are very dependent on the government who hates your guts. Have a good day. Always.
It is brutal. God damn this fucking place. Fucking dick riders. sell the retards right here. This is how they sell you at first. Watch the sheep. Watch the sheep in awe. Watch the sheep in awe. The sheep in awe. The sheep in awe. Holy fuck, you can't make it up. What's up, World of Best? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. Lobbying is crookery. It's crookery. Imagine if I had teeth.
Gaza, Israel has expanded its control, demolishing entire communities and occupying more territory.
We were at 50%, we moved to 60%, and my directive is to move to first 70%. Let's start with that. Squeeze them from all sides. We will deal with what's left later.
The killings also continue. Israeli forces have killed at least 1,000 Palestinians during the so-called ceasefire, in place since October 2025.
So as many people killed as on October 7th, that's why our press has said almost nothing about it, because they're deep racists who don't think Palestinians are human. That's almost every cable news anchor in America and every mainstream media reporter. Now they're not going to tell you what we're about to tell you, which is that Israel's about to stuff 2 million Palestinians into concentration camps. Anna, tell us more.
Well, Cenk, I think that we should be fair to the Israelis. We don't know if the population of Gaza is at 2 million. They've killed so many people. And the official death toll is about 75,000 individuals slaughtered by the Israelis, of course. But that number is likely to be much higher. So we don't actually know what the current population of Gaza is. But with that in mind, you're absolutely correct. They are, in fact, done building a massive concentration camp near the Rafah border. And I want to give you some more details about it. So according to the Israeli paper, Israel Hayom, which is owned by Miriam Adelson, they're the first ones to report on this. So I want all of the Israel glazers to understand, I am sourcing this from an Israeli publication. I'm not making it up. This isn't from Al Jazeera, which I find to be very credible. But nonetheless, here's what they're reporting. The Board of Peace, remember that? The Board of Peace will launch a pilot program in the coming weeks to manage humanitarian, they call them shelters, in areas of the Gaza Strip that are not under Hamas control, Israel Hayom has learned. So understand what they're doing here. They are framing this as, we're just looking out for the Palestinians. We want to separate them from Hamas and keep them safe. In these concentration camps, of course. Multinational forces under the Board of Peace's management will also arrive in the area and will be based at a facility built for them at Camp Amite near the Strip. They are expected to be equipped with non-lethal weapons, I'm sure, to maintain order in these humanitarian zones, while the Israel Defense Forces will continue to hold its positions and deepen its grip on areas beyond the yellow line. So that goes back to what you could hear Benjamin Netanyahu say at the very beginning of this video. He says, look, we're expanding to control 70% of the territory. Let's start there. But make no mistake about it, they intend to take over the entirety of the Gaza Strip. And in an effort to do something about that pesky Palestinian problem, they're just gonna stuff them into concentration camps. Now, in reality, this is going to, radicalize even more people. So let me explain how. The Israelis think that placing Palestinians in concentration camps will somehow defeat Hamas. Israel Hayom further writes, as long as Hamas remains armed, the Board of Peace,
Again, you can't tell a grown adult they're not allowed to defend themselves in their own country. Anybody in that country can arm themselves. It's none of your business, you dumb pedophile. Stop, dude. God damn it. What's going on here? Chill the fuck out. I don't have time for this shit. Again, Hamas is nothing. Again, Israel calls everybody in the country it's attacking a terrorist, okay? The civilians, women, children. It labels everybody a terrorist that it's attacking. And so it'll never stop attacking them because it has to disarm everybody in the world except them. That's how it works.
Israeli political echelon and former senior military officials argue that this is a way to deepen the blow to Hamas by disconnecting it from the population. The IDF will continue to deepen its hold on territory in the Strip and bite off more areas under Hamas control, while the Board of Peace will bite off population from it. Later, according to officials who have seen the plans, the hope is that Hamas will be left without population, territory, and resources, and that this will be the way to bring about its elimination. But anyone with two brain cells to rub together understands that when you stuff millions of people into concentration camps, what tends to happen in that situation? They become radicalized. If they aren't radicalized already, considering the fact that many of these individuals have had their entire family members wiped out through Israel's endless bombing campaign, slaughter campaign in the Gaza Strip. And it looks like the set is being staged for more slaughter. So the Board of Peace officials say that the intent is for the area to not be a prison. They're assuring us, no, this isn't going to be a prison. Don't worry. They claim officials familiar with the risks warn of similar phenomena that occurred at food distribution compounds. So basically what they're saying is, look, we need to be a little bit careful though, because as we know, things got a little bit out of control as these starving, intentionally starved Palestinians were lining up for food. Now, does Israel...
Here's what has to happen. Israel has to get the fuck out of Palestine completely. Not just out of where they are now, but the whole area where it invaded in 47, they gotta go. The problem is Israel. It has to be gone. Israel has to be jettisoned from Palestine. It illegally invaded it. And it won't leave. It won't leave. It has no business in Palestine. It's a sovereign nation. What it does is none of your business, pedophile Israel. Pedophile Netanyahu. What they do in their own sovereign country is their own business and right. Whether it be anything, even though nukes exist, if they wanted nukes, they're allowed to do it. They've never caused harm to anyone. You can't tell somebody they can't defend themselves. You're mentally ill. You are mentally ill, Israel.
Israel Hayom outlined the fact.
And you're the cancer that needs to be cut out of the body. You need to be cut out of Palestine. And you need to be cut out of the world completely. Every one of you probably need to be executed.
That they were shot at and killed as they were waiting for food by IDF soldiers? Of course not. They claim that Hamas could control
every Israeli that's in Palestine right now is an illegal criminal invader, a colonialist, a colonizer, traitor to humanity, invader. It's an invader.
Civilian movement
cancer
into and out of the humanitarian compound. I love that they're calling concentration camps humanitarian compounds. Prevent it entirely or use it for its own purposes. So there are
Israel cannot be anywhere in Palestine. And the problem is they think they're allowed to stay in Palestine and make the rules. They have to be banished the fuck out of there. They have no business being there. White people who are not Semites that are Polish don't have the right to be in Palestine. Netanyahu's real name is Milikowski. He's a fucking dumb Polak retard that doesn't even know how to change a light bulb. Let that sink in. Claiming that he's a Semite when his skin is whiter than the driven snow, that Polak retard. He's not brown. He's a pedophile fucking retard, fucking genocidal maniac.
Already setting the stage for Hamas is going to use these humanitarian camps for their own purposes.
Yeah, that's the most mentally ill shit that you could ever listen to. You don't have the right to be there, Israel. Get the fuck out or I'll kill every one of you. I don't know why you're still here. It's bizarre. It is bizarre. Oh, somebody's stealing all my comments. Where's my comments? Oh, thank you. It's not your fault if you got tricked about the voting. I mean, everybody gets tricked when they're younger. The key is to not stay tricked, folks. Everybody gets tricked. Everybody gets tricked. Even me, man. I wish I would I'd go back and go, golly, I wish I wouldn't have been such a retard, naive idiot. You know what I mean? So many times. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my gosh. Holy shit, thank you so much. I got 200 from Dana. Thank you, bless you. Lee, you are the only reason I'm alive. No, I'm just kidding. No, thank you. And so Buddy is going to be happy too, so he can have some dog food. He's a goddamn good dog. Wish I had a couple kittens for him to play with. He'd be such a good. I watch these videos with the dog and the kittens, and they're so cute. And he could do that. But thank you so much. I couldn't be more grateful. Bless you. Bless your heart. Bless your soul. Bless all of you for even being here. For sure. So Valdez it's probably not. We're getting hit hard over here right now, man. In the U.S. of A, man. I mean, these pedos have gone wild. Pedos gone wild. Pedophiles gone wild here, man. I mean, it's like pedophiles gone wild here. It's bad, man. It is bad, bro. Even when you got dumb retards, young kids that are basically retarded, like this basement dweller of his mom's mentally, he's in his mother's basement still, right? He's never gone out in the world and done a single thing, never worked a job, done nothing, bro. He's basically retarded. But when idiots like this are waking up, we might have a chance.
Those stories where if you made it up, people would just call you an anti-Semite. They would say, "There's no, that can't be the case. The fact that you think that's the case, you're just anti-Semitic." This is one of those things where it seems like the balls to even try to pull something off like this are just astonishing. Just like world record level fucking balls to say, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for broke. So what am I talking about? Take a look at this from Responsible Statecraft. They say, Congress blocks Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna's effort to kill a U.S. and Israeli integration of our militaries. Okay, they're trying to act
like it is overt and blatant treason, and nobody's getting hung for treason right now. Let that sink in. The state of the country. Openly, foreigners taking over your government. Openly, foreigners openly taking over your military and your government, and they want to integrate it now like you're their slaves, and nobody even is getting hung for treason. You have dual citizens and nobody's getting hung for treason. You have foreign countries lobbying and nobody's getting hung for treason. This world is wild, man. I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't experiencing it hands-on myself.
actually merge together the U.S. military and the Israeli military. And they're trying to rush it through, knowing that Israel is now incredibly unpopular in the U.S. They're trying to rush this through so that logistically we're so tied together with Israel that we can't even break up with them if we tried. I'm not kidding when I say I consider this treason. It is treasonous to try to...
Even a fucking retard, complete dick shit retard is calling this treason. This is amazing. This is amazing that he can see it. I can't believe this retard can see it. The treason.
Meshed together, the U.S.
Is he breaking his mind control? Is he breaking loose from his programming? Television programming? His CIA programming? Who run the television? Tell a lie to your vision?
Military and U.S. intelligence with Israeli intelligence and the Israeli military and act like you're not, stabbing your country in the back and twisting the knife. Imagine this was any other country. Everybody would unanimously be against it. But now you got some people for it. Okay, here we go. The lawmakers wanted to stymie an NDAA resolution that would allow the Israeli military unprecedented access into Pentagon operations. Yeah, what could go wrong? By the way, they tried to do it a different way. Didn't work. And so now their desperate trick is shove it as a provision into the must-pass National Defense Authorization Act. So now it's basically like dirty tricks to try to force the merging of the U.S. and Israeli militaries together. You can't make this shit up. So here's what they say. Congress has refused to even allow a full House vote on a provision that would pave the way for an unprecedented integration of the U.S. and Israeli military-industrial complexes. The move came through the House's rules process for the National Defense Authorization Act, which determines which of the more than 1,000 proposed amendments to the defense policy bill will be publicly debated and voted upon by the full House. Unfortunately, after no debate on Monday, the Rules Committee chose to reject a bipartisan amendment introduced by Kana and Massey that would have stripped the United States-Israel Defense Technology Cooperation.
Well, it'll be really, really, really easy to know who to execute immediately. It's really easy to know who the fucking traitors are when we get this country back. It'll be really easy to round up these Nazis. These are going to be Nazis, round up Nazis 2.0 here. What do you call it? Trials 2.0. Nuremberg Trials 2.0, baby. We're going to round up all of you guilty fucking traitors of treason, man. All of you. We're going to round up all of you. It's real easy to see which ones are traitors to Israel. We're going to round you all up and execute every one of you motherfuckers, man. It'll be easy to track you down. It'll be easy to know who we got to execute when we get this country back. Let that sink in. It's going to be easy to know who we got to execute when we get this country back. You're all dead. You're all fucking dead. You fucking sold your asshole to a pedophile cock called Israel. A genocidal child baby killer. Child raping baby killer.
Initiative from the bill. The committee released a list of amendments that were ruled in order for a vote on Monday night, and theirs was not on it. This provision they wanted to squelch, previously known as Section 224, creates an executive agent within the Department of Defense whose sole responsibility is furthering U.S. and Israeli military tech integration across nearly every facet of the defense process, from co-producing weapons.
You already have a foreign infiltration. Israeli, the Department of Homeland Security is a foreign military. You already have a foreign military on American soil right now. Let that sink in. It's called the Department of Homeland Security. They're all IDF from Israel. All these motherfuckers too. That's what do you call it? ICE. Same thing. These are foreign invaders, man. This is all treason, dude. This is all treason. According to even in their own Kool-Aid, man.
To data fusion, Israeli Prime Minister
in their own rules.
Benjamin Netanyahu has described this shift in the U.S.-Israel relationship as, quote, my plan. It's coming directly from Benjamin Netanyahu, y'all. It's exactly like what Peter Thiel and Palantir are trying to do.
How somebody please kill Netanyahu and Trump so the world can goddamn be broken free from these demonic Satanists, pedophiles, please? Because they're the teeth. They're the teeth right now. Netanyahu and Trump are the teeth of the pedophiles that shouldn't be. Let that sink in.
Trump gives Peter Thiel this massive contract. Palantir gets involved in our data operations with the U.S. government, with the Pentagon. They lay out their mass surveillance, mass spying, blackmail apparatus that they get dirt on every single American, right? And then it's impossible to untangle the web because they're so deeply integrated into our systems that we can't ever really break up with them. That's the idea. That's what Palantir is trying to do, and now it's what Israel and Netanyahu are trying to do. And our fucking Congress is so immensely bought by the Israel lobby, they're smiling as they agree to it. And when you have Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna go, I don't know about that, let's not do it, can't even get a hearing on that bitch. Unbelievable. Top-ranking former national security officials have lambasted the proposal and raised serious alarms about what its passage would mean for U.S. national security. Joe Kent, the former director of National Counterterrorism Center, explained that the dangers of allowing any other nation to access our sensitive military technologies are obvious, including the fact that backdoors and spyware can be installed that will most certainly be used by the Israelis to influence U.S. policy. Jesus Christ. Paul Pillar, who spent more than a quarter century working at the CIA, has raised serious concerns about Section 224 and a related measure that would effectively force the U.S. to share intelligence with Israel. In intelligence, Israel is more of an adversary than an ally. Being an adversary in intelligence means indulging in the hostile act of espionage. Israel has a long record of conducting that type of hostile act against the United States. Jesus Christ. To Pillar's point, Defense Intelligence Agency officials recently revealed that Israeli espionage efforts in the U.S. have been deemed critical, the highest threat level in the DIA system. By rejecting Khanna and Massey's amendment, the Rules Committee on Monday ensured the American public would not even get to see how their representatives would vote on this pivotal issue. This is despite unprecedented levels of public distrust in the Israeli government and widespread public outrage directed at these proposals. By the way, stop and think about this, right? In a world that made sense, I'm deeply anti-war, as everybody knows, but in a world that made sense, if there was any country that you could justify doing military action against them, it's Israel. Let's be serious. In the same way that we looked at, after Nazi Germany did the Holocaust, we looked at them and said, never again. We can't allow this to happen ever again, right? Well, Israel is doing it again. They are the new Nazis. They are doing a genocide in Gaza, doing pogroms in the West Bank, stealing South Lebanon, stealing Syria, creating a greater Israel. In a world that made sense, they would be an official enemy. They'd be an official enemy. But no, they're an ally, and now they're trying to...
In a world that makes sense, these terrorists would be your enemy. You would be against these people. They'd be the bad guys, unless you're taking over and you're the bad guy. Unless you're the fucking pedophile bad guy too, you dumb retards.
Merge with our own military. This is like a horror movie that we're watching right in front of us. So we can never disagree with them ever again, is basically the idea. And then
I think you cursed yourselves somewhere along the line in public. And because you're cursed, you're dumb. Something's wrong with you. You fucked up. Why are you this dumb? You must have cursed yourself.
Yahoo's going around saying, oh, we don't even want American help anymore. We're a powerful country. We don't even need America's support anymore. Understand this is a trick. It's a bullshit trick. He's saying that to get a PR win, but in reality, he's doing this behind the scenes. He's trying to merge our two militaries and our intelligence apparatuses together. Constituents from across the country have let their representatives know in every way possible that they do not support any further military-industrial integration with Israel. The story went viral on social media with commentators flagging the issue for their representatives. Letters to the editor opposing Section 224 have appeared in papers all over the nation, and critically, Republican and Democratic staffers who have spoken to Quincy Institute colleagues have reported being inundated with calls from constituents about the issue. While the Rules Committee's decision is undoubtedly a setback for those worried about this unprecedented U.S.-Israel military-industrial integration, the Senate is considering its own version of Section 224 of the Section 224 proposal, and ultimately the two versions of the NDAA will have to be negotiated in a conference committee. All of these points are opportunities to strip this dangerous provision from the defense policy bill. If they fail and this provision is enacted, the U.S. will find itself inexorably tied to the Israeli military. As my Quincy Institute colleague Steve Simon has written, the measure risks tethering the U.S. military to its Israeli counterpart technologically and making it difficult to uproot should conditions change. In short, there may be no turning back if...
I wasn't so fucking out of shape, I'd take my shirt off right now. It's so hot.
this provision becomes law. So the next few months may very well decide the U.S.-Israeli relationship for decades to come. Bro, I think all you guys should fucking call your Congress people, call your senators, and tell them never in a million fucking years should you vote for.
You call your masters and you complain to your masters. Gaga, boo, boo, go. Literally, he just diarrhea shit all over his little mental midget face. It hurts how dumb these people are. I have to tell you. It is painful knowing I live in a world where these retards are this mother fucking goddamn dumb. Yeah, right. What we're dealing with is like, they're not even like They're not boss hog bad guys. We're dealing with like reptilian, shapeshifter, alien, demon bad guys. I mean, shit from another world, bro. You know what I mean? From the ether. It's our part of our world that they can't see. And even could be even another fucking realm right here tapping in to us here, harvesting. I'm just kidding. Oh, it hurts. Let's see what happened here.
All right, welcome to the show. Yo, y'all. Hope everybody out there is having a great day today. But I'm you just how fucked. That's my job, is to make your day worse by telling you just how fucked everything is. So in just a second, Trump continues to take a gun and shoot himself in the dick and balls. His tiny little dick and balls. It might be a BB gun he's using, but he's shooting himself in the penis. That's what's happening. So I'll talk about that. We also have congressional hearings, or we also have describing how are they insider trading, but they're doing it like using the war, which is there's like an extra layer of depravity when not only are you insider trading, but you're using like life and death decisions in order to do it. You're quite,
and that's what I'm talking about. This shit is depraved what they're doing, making money on the war like this. With the military-industrial complex existing in the first place. Imagine if there were no military-industrial complex of corporations in existence. Imagine there'd be no war, huh? Let that sink in. You allowed corporations to exist. The idea of some entity that doesn't exist, you want to pretend it's alive, and it gets to make all the money and steal all your money and give the rich pedophiles plausible deniability at the same time. It's too much.
Literally war profiteering.
How dumb you retards are here. It's mind-boggling.
In the worst possible way. And then also later on, we have a massive betrayal by the Diet MAGA Democrats. A whole bunch of them voted for Project 2025, a disgusting provision of Project 2025. So you don't want to miss that. And Nick Fuentes crashes out in a deeply, deeply bigoted Islamophobic rant, and he berates them, and he goes after Tucker, and he basically shows that, like, nobody should take this guy seriously. Nobody should have ever thought, like, oh, he's making sense. Maybe now he's on our side, because he would, every now and then say something true. This guy is fucked up, man. He's as fucked up as it gets. So you guys know the drill, man. Everybody do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. You could also support the show on Patreon. That link is below. That helps out massively. And of course, you could sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. We got an awesome episode this week. David Griscom is coming on, and he's going to lay out for us how Texas is in play. Tallarico could actually win this shit. And that, there's a blue state inside of Texas just waiting to get the hell out. And of course, go sub to Corin's World as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. We covered the other day on the show the Trump financial disclosures, and it is one of the single most disgusting documents I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this guy is profiting in the grossest ways imaginable. He's made billions of dollars with a B since getting back in the White House. He's crypto scamming his own supporters. I mean, it is just an atrocious document that shows how this guy is not representing the American people. He's in it for self-aggrandizement and personal gain and to enrich himself and his cronies and his family, okay? But take a look at this. Sludge says the following. Breaking. Trump went on a stock buying spree the day before his April 9th, 2025 tariff pause that sent the S&P 500 soaring for the index's third biggest gain since World War II, according to a Sludge review of his new financial disclosure. In other words, what people were speculating all along has now been verified, has now been proven that Trump was not doing the tariff stuff simply because he thought, oh, this is a good policy and this will help the country. No, it became, oh, watch this. Watch what I can do with the markets. When I say this, that happens. Well, I'm going to get ahead of that, and I'm going to bet for the market to go up after I pause the tariffs. And he made a tremendous amount of money doing exactly that. It is insane.
This is insane. Right in front of everybody. Like, I can get away with it, and there's nothing you could do. Like, the audacity. Like, it's like the emperor is wearing no clothes here.
that this man is still walking free. He's not fit to be president.
Mind-boggling that this man is walking free after raping 13-year-old girls.
Didn't it?
Instead of going to jail, he just pays some money? That's what all you pedophiles do. You never go to jail. All you pedophile corporations, you kill people and you get a fine. You pedophiles kill people, rape them, you get a fine. None of you fuckers actually go to jail. I curse your fucking tiny little souls. Your souls are mine. I curse your souls. Your souls are mine. I curse your souls. Your souls are mine.
He's obviously rotting away both physically and mentally, but also his intentions are not pure. He's not even trying to be a good president. All he cares about is self-dealing. That's all he cares about. Fucking impeachment, 25th Amendment, throw the book at this motherfucker. He should be behind bars, y'all. Okay, so we learned that. We also get this. Look at this. Trump trying to pump Mike.
How is this fucking pedophile Trump not behind bars? It's mind-boggling. And Netanyahu, guilty of murdering children, babies with sniper rifles in the head. Babies. Netanyahu is guilty of murdering babies, sniper rifles to the head, of murdering innocent babies that never had a chance to do right or wrong, never had a chance to choose to be able to whether I want to do right or wrong.
Micron. Big news. Micron, a truly great American company and one of the hottest anywhere in the world, has announced a historic $250 million investment in Trump accounts. And then he goes on here. Bro, obviously what's happening is he bought Micron stock and he's trying to pump that shit. He's ran this same playbook 78 times. They do this with the war.
This is so ridiculous.
War nonstop too, man. When it comes to the war, they'll say like, oh, we're going to make a deal. Iran wants to talk to us. We're making a deal. They do that after bombing them all weekend. And then on Sunday, right before the futures markets open up, then all of a sudden, we got peace. Peace is great, isn't it? And as soon as the market shut on Friday, we're going to bomb you to smithereens. Like, this is ridiculous. How can we have any self-respect as a country if we sit back and just let him continue to get away with it?
How can you have self-respect as a country to allow Israel to commit genocide and murder innocent people? And the same thing goes for allowing a 13-year-old child raper to run their country. That's embarrassing.
It's so disturbing.
Right now, you have half the country saying it's okay that Trump raped 13-year-olds old. We don't care. We don't care. Half the country right now says we don't care that Trump is a pedophile.
It's so disturbing. It's like living in hell. This is like living in hell. Knowing that
they only want to hear what they want to hear about someone.
President is just scamming us, rug pulling us, manipulating the markets, insider trading, self-dealing, and nobody says anything. Nobody cares. Nobody actually tries to fucking check his ass. Okay, but this actually gets worse, bro. Look at this from More Perfect Union. Ready? Listen. The Trump DOJ.
Thank you, Dana. It said I got 200, and I'm pretty sure that's you. It doesn't say who did it, though, but obviously it was you. So thank you. I mean, I bless you. I can't be more grateful. It says I got it right away. It didn't do this shit and panic me out and make me act like a retard. That was my fault. I apologize. I'm an idiot, man. I'm a retard. You got to get used to that. Y'all should know I'm an idiot by now. Come on. Fuck. I mean, look at me. But no, I couldn't be more grateful, man. Thank you. I can't wait to get some food now. I mean, holy shit. This is fucking great. And gas. And yeah, man. What's everybody going to do in a couple months when there's no gasoline to buy? Because like that's the real thing that is going to happen, and there's no way to stop it right now. In a couple months, there's going to be no gas in the U.S., and who knows how long that's going to be. We're going to be forced into this lockdown. I'm telling you, there's no way out of it. It's already too late. Even if you were to magically appear new facilities, you'd still take time, the logistics. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward. I really don't want to see us all run out of gas over here and not be able to put gas in the generator. Thank goodness I got some solar panels, but shit, if it weren't for the batteries right now, they're not positioned good enough right now. I'm not getting enough power right now, so I have to use a battery right now. So I mean, yeah, man, they're trying to shut us down by war so that we have no gasoline in the U.S., man, and we're going to be without gas for a while now. This is going to suck, man. I don't know what to say other than this shit is going to fucking suck, and we're fucked, and it's horrifying to think about. Now, what's the worst it'll be if I can't get on the internet and fucking show you guys my love towards you, man, and you know, and show some love, man. That's going to hurt, man. I mean, I have to be able to communicate with you guys. Yeah, these fucking dick riders, man. These pedo dick riders. Ain't nothing wrong with them. But these fucking pedo dick riders, man, that won't get off their cocks, and they keep doing everything they want and enslaving us, man. Every which way they're coming at us, man. It's all angles. It's like we're being attacked by reptilian aliens and shit. Might as well be, right? Being attacked by physical demons, right? With demons in physical form manifest on Earth. We're being attacked by these things, you know, dude. Oh. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, that is so crazy that you say that, because I think to myself that I wish it was me that died instead of my brother. I mean, I really envy that. I mean, I really wish I was dead. I don't wish I was dead. I mean, I wish I wasn't living in a world like this. I don't really wish I was dead, obviously. I wish I wasn't stuck in a world like this. I'd rather be gone. I don't want to fucking live in a prison like this and just suffer. Like my life is nothing more than suffering. Like all my everything, everywhere, future, everything that everyone is looking at is a bunch of suffering ahead. That's all we have to look forward to is a bunch of suffering. I'm not really interested in that, in suffering for no reason, for a pedophile. So a pedophile can have 10 cars and 10 houses. I really don't think we all should have to suffer so a billionaire can have more money. So a billionaire can have another goddamn fucking house for his squeeze on the side. Because that's all they are. That's how they operate. They're all losers. They don't care in fucking monogamy or anything, dude. They're a family doing the right thing, and they're goddamn a bunch of queers. Look at the kind of billionaires that we have. They're all fucking queers, man. Palantir, what's his name? He's more queer than a $3 bill. Starting cults and shit, man. Dude, the guy's lost his way, man. Wants to make more money and he can't spend what he's got already, no matter how many lifetimes. Man, you've lost your way, man. Are you human? You're not, because you're not human, man. Like, because humans don't do this shit. It's bizarre. Oh, I thought that was what happened here.
For that. No, surely there is.
God damn it.
Hey, Larkin Rose here. What is a word that means somebody who doesn't have any scorpions in their hair. Surely there is a term for that. No, surely there isn't. While writing the book Approaching Humanity, it occurred to me I really needed a new term to describe people who don't feel beholden to external authorities, who don't imagine that their own free will and judgment and conscience and moral code, or whatever you want to call it, should be subjugated to some outside supposed authority or anything else. And it's weird trying to come up with a term that defines a negative. It describes a lack of something. So I settled on the term unbound. It's actually a term Amanda and I have a song.
That's the name of this video, is Unbound, and their song.
We haven't released it called that. A whole album that we still have to work on. But it's the best term.
I'm so happy for him that someone like that found a wife, dude. I'm stoked for him.
Term I could think of because it refers to the absence of things controlling your brain from the outside. And it's one of those things that it's, you know, we already have the concept of self-ownership and the non-aggression principle and a bunch of stuff like that, which is fine and dandy, but those don't describe the person who understands not only his own individual sovereignty. Again, I kind of hate that word just because some people have ruined it. It would be a perfectly useful and accurate term. Understands not only his own sovereignty and supremacy. That sounds even worse.
Right in my face.
But understands the same is true of every other individual. Like recognizes that, look, I'm this thing. I think I can choose things. I can decide things and act accordingly. And that's also true of that person over there and that person over there and that person over there. And just the recognition of self-ownership of every individual, not only is it,
but more importantly, recognizing that you're not the boss of anybody. Stop trying to control anybody. Stop, whether it's through the government or a politician or a cop, stop trying to control everybody and mind your own fucking business and respect their freedom and do your own thing and go away.
a weird thing to need a word for because it's actually a description of a negative. Like you don't think you're beholden to something outside of yourself. But it's what most people already.
Something really weird has been happening here lately with the sound of thunder in the sky for hours, dude. And it's probably some fucking AI data center for all I know. Or who knows what the fuck's going on with that sound, bro.
Think they are. So using a term for it feels extra weird because most people, if you ask them who owns you, I own myself. I mean, they may not phrase it that way, but whatever. Do you have a right to be free? Yeah, I should be in charge and my conscience and my brain. Yeah, I'm a thinking individual. And almost nobody is. Like they don't recognize the ways in which they absolutely feel beholden to something outside of themselves. And so that concept is like pretty fundamental to the book. And it isn't even just a moral prescription of here's what people should think. It's literally the only sane option. And the book explains why, and I've explained why before. The idea that you inside your own head should use your conscience and moral code to decide that you shouldn't use your own conscience and moral code, but you should defer to somebody outside of yourself. It's bonkers. It doesn't make any sense. Never mind that it's also destructive and
it's crazy,
moral and stupid. It's also just literally insane for you to use your brain to decide that you shouldn't use your brain. Well, I believe I should obey the law. I should do what that authority tells me. Well, how did you decide that? Well, he told me. Yeah, but that doesn't work. Logically, that doesn't work. You have to obey him because he said you have to obey him. Something inside your head had to decide to believe him. And if something inside your head was making that decision, How weird is it for something inside your head to decide that you should stop listening to the thing inside your head? Except for when it tells you to not use it and instead defer to some external thing. And so the book gets into what.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in, you retard idiots that bow down to strangers, aka government, making up ridiculous rules for you because they lobbied. Anyway,
it's bonkers.
And speaking of bonkers, dude, this fucking shit is driving me nuts, dude. I can't even take it, dude. I can't handle this shit, bro. Fuck this place, man. Are you guys, man, I can't deal with this shit, dude. I gotta fucking goddamn, I gotta go. Where's you with them storms? I'm in Murphy, North Carolina, but I'm kind of, it takes me like a half an hour to get to town because of the roads and the woods and the slow winding roads. You can't go fast on them or you know what I mean? You'll go off a cliff and shit. That's one reason it takes a while. But yeah, I'm outside. I'm in Murphy. It says I'm in, my address is Murphy, but it takes a half an hour to get to town. It is what it is. But yeah, some weird. So anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I try to, but then everything keeps trying to invade my space, man. And with noises and sounds and mental illness, they won't leave me alone. I just want no noises, man. Go away like it used to be, bro. It's the time of year, man. It gets hot and these birds don't shut up. Ba 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 ba. They just ba ba ba. As soon as it cools off, boom, they shut the fuck up, and I don't have to deal with this shit. So Dana, can't thank you enough. Love you guys, all of you guys that have donated. Even though Dana was the only one today, there's still hope that somebody else may donate. And no, I'm in a rainforest. The what do you call it? The Appalachian rainforest is where I am. And the only Bigfoot around here is me. The only Sasquatch looking retard around here is me. Anyway, love you guys. Yeah. These aren't bird songs, dude. They don't sing. This is the noise again and again. Like it's not singing. It's like boom, 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 boom. Very unpleasant, but love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, love you guys. And yeah, they're coming after us hard. You got to fight for your freedom. Everybody fight for your fucking freedom. And it's time to take back our freedoms from these pedophile governments and corporations and control mechanisms of society and wealth transfer mechanisms like corporations that wiped out the middle class can't exist anymore. Government can't exist anymore. It's Federal Reserve can't exist anymore. This shit can't exist. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe. Much love. I love you all. I love the sound of birds that sing, but this isn't singing. And I don't even know if these are birds. Birds can't sound this bad. And good. You guys try play. If you like the sounds of birds, try playing chess to this shit. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Take care, you guys.